Today's matchup, Meta Athena, Lunatic-Hai.
Welcome to Overwatch Apex Season 2 with myself, Doa, and Monte Cristo as usual. And today, we find out who takes the second and final spot in the Grand Finals. Will it be Lunatic-Hai? Will it be Meta Athena? Doesn't matter, Monte Cristo. This game is going to be amazing either way.
I mean, we just have such great storylines heading into this game. On one hand, you have the darlings of Korea, Lunatic-Hai, as the video said before, the uncrowned king, the perpetual contender.
I love that phrase for them. That's so perfect.
Yeah, that has never been able to actually top one of these tournaments. And on the other side, you have Meta Athena. Come closer. There you go.
Keep moving the background. I don't know.
You have Meta Athena, who's on a 21 best-of-5 win streak at the moment, coming up from Challenger, who is the potential Royal Roader. And, I mean, we are heading to a very weird final no matter what. I was, we were out the other day and I was talking to Artosis, and I said, in League we never had this. Have you ever heard of something like this in all your years of casting StarCraft, where you have a final that is between a team or a player or a team that was in relegation or promotion into a major league against a potential Royal Roader, or even two teams that were in relegations who are now in the finals? I mean, it is really, really unprecedented. I couldn't think about anything, really, and I can't think of anyone either.
Well, you see a lot of upheaval when new games come up in Korea, when new esports emerge, but nothing on this level, too, where, like you said, you have one team that was in the promotions, like nearly on the verge of losing their spot in the league, come up to be in the finals and run away, and then you have this team like Meta Athena that goes on this crazy run through Challenger, crushes promotions, crushes the regular season and most of the playoffs, and now here they are with a real shot to get there as well. So it's going to be a fantastic best of 5. You can see how our first semifinal went. Runaway getting the narrow 3-2 victory over LW Blue, and that was an awesome match as well. If you haven't seen that, go back and watch it. Not right now, but a little bit later.
Came down to the wire, 0.3 on Eichenwald on map 5. About as close as you could get. Certainly one of the most entertaining matches that has ever been played in Overwatch competitive to this point in time. But we expected this. We expected the semifinals to be very dynamic after having the format of the double elimination group stages.
Of course, yeah.
And we're expecting something like that again today.
I think so. I really think this one could go either way. I usually try to, decide who I think is probably going to take it, but honestly, this one between Meta Athena and Lunatic-Hai, they both have a lot going for them in profoundly different ways, and so it's really hard to kind of judge how that's going to match up. But that's what we're going to see today, how these teams are going to be able to duke it out. Meta Athena versus Lunatic-Hai, a best of 5, same format you know and love. Winner goes to the Grand Finals against Runaway.
And, we have a third-place match, too, on Friday.
That's right.
We'll get to see more of the teams that lose in the semifinals no matter what. And
we get 2 finals.
Yeah, we do. It's really exciting, regardless. Just for you guys, because we use the term Royal Road, and I know a lot of people probably watching don't really know what that means. And it means that you have a team or a player who's never competed at the premier level before come in and win the tournament in their first season. And people should understand the metaphor as well, because it's really like a very beautiful metaphor. So the idea is, in the Korean palace, there's a gate that the king uses, and there's a straight road from the gate to the throne. And in ancient Korean times, like in the 1400s in the Joseon dynasty, as we look at the finals here, if you're here,
we already know all that stuff. Continue. I'm fascinated.
So if all the courtiers would bow to the king upon entrance to the palace, and no one would look at the king until he was sitting on the throne. So the idea is that the king was entirely unseen from entering the palace until he was on the throne. Hence the idea that walking the royal road is sort of like the blind ascent into the seat of power.
Yeah.
So it's a really cool metaphor.
Well, we definitely didn't see it coming with Runaway and Meta Athena, that's for sure.
Didn't.
So, I'd say that's a pretty apt analogy.
Yeah, so that's been used in Korean esports for a decade now,
or more.
Yeah, we never had one in League of Legends. We never had one. Had only a handful in StarCraft. So,
now we may have one in Overwatch already in the second season here in Korea.
To be fair, in team games, it's very hard to get a Royal Road unless it's very early in the game's competitive life cycle.
1 year from now, this is going to be basically impossible to have this kind of situation because the talent will have sort of emerged. It will have been distributed basically with the top teams, and then we won't have this where we have this team like Meta Athena that nobody really knew these guys existed, and then they come up and crush everyone. So it's a unique situation. It's fun to watch. And it's going to be interesting to see what they have today because they've been so creative all season long, showing us all these crazy pathing. We've got so much to say about these guys. And then you've got Lunatic-Hai on the other side. That's probably one of the most, if not the most kind of binary team in the league where you know exactly what they're going to do pretty much every map, but they just do it so well.
Yeah, and as much as we talk about Lunatic-Hai being a dive team, which they are, people think of that as more of an assertive team style normally, but if you look into it, they're actually quite reactive in the way they play the game. Yes, they will dive on the back line, but you had some interesting stats, I know, talking about their ult usage.
Yeah, well, they're aggressive, but they're very selectively aggressive. Yeah. They've kind of fine-tuned what they do to an extent that if you look at their stats, specifically the stat that judges how long an ultimate is held before they use it, the players overall have a generally higher average than a lot of the other players in the league. So these guys are really waiting for the opportunity where they say, all right, this is the fight we want. Yeah. This is a fight we want to commit ultimates to. And if you watch these guys, you see that. They are very efficient and very choosy with when they use their ults.
Yeah, their judgment is really their quality. A lot of their ultimate uses don't go to waste, and they're happy just to hold on to them. Whoop, I'm going to throw my pen around. If they have to wait for the next team fight instead. They're good at judging on the fly when they can and can't win.
Yeah. So they're going to have to be very good about that today, though, because Meta Athena is going to throw a lot of weird stuff at them. So, you know, you mentioned them being reactive. I think that's right, but they're going to really need to be on their reactive A game if they're going to have a chance of beating a team like Meta Athena.
Yeah, and as good as Lunatic-Hai has been, I do worry about them a little bit, even in their very close match against Runaway. Runaway came out with some pretty sneaky ways to defeat them by abusing their very mobile compositions, especially with Torbjorn. If we look at how they were attacking Numbani and how, in particular, we saw Runaway defending, they really punished it very hard. And that's the big question is, do they have something new today on this new patch? Because if they don't, in some ways we sort of have seen a roadmap that's been drafted by Runaway about how to beat Lunatic-Hai, and Meta Athena is a clever team, and they're going to be able to pick up on that.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, they're a team that kind of has always valued strategy over just individual playmaking, and kind of while they've been doing this, we've seen Psyplayer and Libero come up as these kind of monster DPS players. So they've kind of got that as sort of a bonus along with everything else. So Lunatic-Hai is going to need to be really careful. But now I think it's time to watch a little video, learn a little bit more about what these teams have to say to each other.
I hope there's some nice trash talk.
That's what I'm hearing. I have a psychic premonition. It's happening now.
러너웨이전 진고 그게 제일 충격이었어요.
세계 최고의 현재 팀 중에 하나인 루나틱하이를 잡을지는 누가 알았겠냐고요.
아무래도 저희 문제점들 스스로 좀 돌이켜보는 계기가 됐던 것 같아요. 멘탈? 한타 한 번만 져도 저희는 분위기가 굉장히 나빠지는 그런 나쁜 습관을 가진 팀이었거든요. 약점이었는데 아마 이제는 아닐 거예요.
저희가 에이펙스 시즌 1 때는 챌린저스에 있었죠, 그때. 너무 힘들었어, 솔직히. 막 이틀마다 경기가 찾아오고 말이 21연승이지. 통틀으면은 몇 게임을 한지 모르겠어요. 스크림으로 하다 보니까 아, 에이펙스 팀 생각보다 할만하구나. 올라갈 수 있겠구나. 우리가 비빌 수 있구나.
그냥 순식간에 3대0 메타 아테나! 와, 정승 메타. 예, 그리고 로얄로드 메타. 21연승. 그렇죠.
그 자신감 하나 올라온 것 같아요.
네, 저희 팀은 아직 팀적으로는 그렇게 단단한 팀은 아닌 것 같아요. 아무래도 공연계라든지 그런 게 다른 팀들에 비해 아직 좀 부족하고 그래서 한 경기 한 경기 치를 때마다 더 발전하려고 노력하고 있어요. 새로운 메타가 와도 크게 바뀌는 건 없을 것 같아요.
솔직히 이번 패치로 저희 팀이 손해를 본 부분은 없어요. 이득을 봤으면 봤지.
루나틱하이와 메타 아테나.
최용호 스타일이 나쁘지 않아. 두 팀 다 비슷하다고 좀 할 수 있을 정도의 공격적인 모습.
그렇죠.
루나틱하이는 거의 그 한 캐릭터를 거의 극한까지 연습한 팀이죠. 뭐라 말을 할 말이 없네요. 강력해서.
메타 아테나 같은 경우에는 한 번도 붙어본 적이 없거든요. 저희가 근데 이길 수 있어요.
해봐야죠. 저희 팀 색깔이 한두 개가 아니니까.
안 무서워요.
전략은 누구나 생각할 수 있어요. 근데 그거를 실행하는 건 지금 당장 우리 팀밖에 없네요.
3대1로 이길 수 있을 것 같아요.
지든 이기든 3대1이다. 이대로라면 로얄로더 거의 다 왔다고 봅니다.
Meta Athena. Tank.
큰상 준비. 역시 기둥으로 또 먼저. 이베르 선수의 잡폭 때문에 이것도 위험할 수 있거든요. 오히려 구석에서 자, 모아놓고요. 간다. 우와.
Poon.
장제. 대결했어요. 한번 하겠다. 세라.
네, 자 소리방벽 메타 그리고 대지무새.
끝내버리겠다.
아, 돌진까지 정상까지.
Changshik. DPS.
노메구가 등장했거든요. 사랑까지.
아, 사야 플레이어 안 될 때는
우와, 한명 때리게 만들고.
Saya player.
일격 썼죠.
그리고 역으로. 자, 원. 하지만 체력 왔죠.
Libero. Support.
크리스가 너무 심하고 예, 크리스도 자신있게
루시오만 붙어 있어. 이것이 루시오다. 루시오. 실패 이어서. 야, 이게. 안 나가. 아까도 못 써. 아니 이거 경고 못 뽑다.
Chris.
이거 라인 자면 여러 개 움직임을 정확하게 총을 쏘고 웃으면 맞추고 있어요. 이렇게 대지면서 찍었죠 지금.
아,
Nus. Meta Athena.
All right, Meta Athena. I mean, nothing describes this team more than just the phrase rising star. And these guys have almost already reached the top. A win here will send them to the grand finals of Apex Season 2, and they would absolutely deserve to go there.
And for me, Doa, Meta Athena is like watching a team that has traveled in time from the future. They're the Terminator
seriously.
that has been sent back to ensure that the rise of the machines can take place, because they are what we are going to see every team doing in Overwatch in 6 months or a year.
Yeah.
They have very good set plays around certain objectives, especially when we watch them on hybrid and assault maps. When you give them time to attack a point, they come up with extremely inventive approaches, great use of Mei. And it's their team coordination that makes them so remarkable. And a lot of that not only comes down to their communication, but it's the way they can adjust their compositions on the fly around Libero, who's sort of is a contortionist in his hero pool. He can play so many different picks and so many different classes. In their last match, in only 3 games, he played 10 different heroes. And it wasn't like he was, and all of them were meaningful choices. There wasn't any stalling out heroes that he was selecting. They all made a big difference.
That's right. And on the other side of the arena, their opponents, Lunatic-Hai. Let's get to know these guys a bit better.
Lunatic-Hai. Tank.
괜찮은데요?
아, 줌바하면 자리야. 이거
네.
고정되어 있는 느낌입니다만, 자 지금도 달라요.
원시의 분노로 지금 파르시를 따라가는. 자, 지금
Miro.
자, 중력사태.
오히려
줌바가. 에너지는 역시 핫하고요.
이러면 죽어야 돼요. 어떡하죠? 진짜.
자, 셋. 그래, 잘 가라.
Zumba. DPS.
근데 여기서
완벽한 성공. 정말 잘 들어갔네요.
자, 그러나 허들이
헤드골이 빠졌죠?
자, 셀스.
헤드 다 터지는데.
Eska.
네. 초월 상세.
초월 모든 걸 상승.
그리고 줌바.
대지부사가 들어갔습니다만 아무도 없어요.
용병실 썰고 에스카까지.
Who are you? Support.
흡입까지 하나 더. 쉽지 않아 보이는
낙사는 좋은데.
네네.
이거 3대5 에스카 나노로 받아치고 버티고
쉽잖아.
있거든요.
류재훈 저기서 소리 막혀.
도미가 더블 킬입니다.
이걸 계속 그런데 조금 전진.
와, 이거
근데
도미가
일점입니다.
다 해주는데요.
그렇게 혼자서 얼마를 미는 거예요.
Toby.
하나 많은 생각 있는 거죠?
한번 피해주고 류재호 계속 봅니다.
못 줬어, 못 줬어. 초월 있거든요, 루안 선수.
자 결과적으로 자 저거 있구나. 아니 류재호는 도대체 못하는 게 뭔가요?
Ryu Jae-hong. Lunatic-Hai.
There they are, Lunatic-Hai, as the intro video today said, the uncrowned kings of Korea, and they have come so close in the past. They took second at IEM Gyeonggi, they took second at the APAC premiere in China last year, and then came to the quarterfinals in APEC Season 1, but still, no tournament wins for these guys, which is pretty shocking. Another chance right here to go to another finals.
Absolutely, but I think you have to be a little bit worried about Lunatic-Hai because we're moving into a more diva-centric meta at the moment. We saw that in our first semifinal, and for people who are wondering why, so much of the strategy of the successful teams in this tournament has been based around nano-boosting Zarya, like we see with Hoon, to quickly get Graviton surges because it has proved in Season 2 of Apex to be the most game-affecting ultimate in Overwatch. And with Diva's changes, you can't just walk up anymore and throw the Graviton at your feet. Now, of course, this is going to hurt Hoon as well, but Meta Athena has diversified, and Libero is an excellent Diva player. And Lunatic-Hai, we saw Eska play a little bit of Diva in their previous matches. Is he going to return to that? Looked better than he had previously this season on McCree and May in the last match, but has been struggling this season overall.
Yeah, they've been kind of juggling the Diva around on Lunatic-Hai a little bit. Zunba's played the most of it out of anyone, but just hasn't looked anywhere near as good as he has on that great Zarya. But yeah, where you can't just jump in and shoot the Graviton surge at your feet anymore. It's going to be interesting to see how these teams adapt.
And Meta Athena was already moving away from a lot of that Diva play. And again, yes, in their last match versus Kongnu, they did use it quite a bit, but we had seen them Hoon play more Diva in the past, and we know that this is a very strategically diverse team, whereas the question marks are there a bit more with Lunatic-Hai.
Yeah, I mean, just a ton of questions coming into this one. You know, how are these styles going to adapt to the new meta? I mean, we even saw Meta Athena go for the high ground Mave wall boosted Bastion strat on Nimbani last time, and it didn't work out too well. But now that Bastion's had some changes, maybe they can try that again. He's a bit better in recon mode now, so we'll see. I'd love to see more Bastion come out.
And this is a really good map pool, by the way, for Meta Athena. There is no King's Row, which Lunatic-Hai is 4-0 on. And Meta Athena has been one of the only teams that's been really liking to play Hollywood, and they're undefeated on that map. Also, Numbani was a point of weakness against Runaway for Lunatic-Hai. So with both of those maps in the pool on the hybrid, I think this is a great opportunity for Meta Athena, and the map pool overall is going to be a little bit in their favor today.
Well, what an insane finals it would be if we ended up with Runaway versus Meta Athena, but I've got a feeling that Lunatic-Hai wants to avoid that end result. They've got a good chance to do it. We're going to be starting things off on Nepal for our control map. Lunatic-Hai has been devastating on control so far, 6-0-1. Meta Athena, though, same, 5-0-1 for them.
Yeah, the map types have been very balanced in terms of win and losses across basically every map type for these two teams.
That's right, so let's get into it. Time to go to Nepal and see who takes the early momentum in this best-of-5 semifinal. Time to get in the game. All right, here we go. Nepal, Meta Athena versus Lunatic-Hai in our second semifinal match here on OGN Apex Season 2. And man, those Lunatic-Hai fans are loud.
Yeah, they are. And Meta Athena going to start right off with Hoon on the Diva.
Yeah.
Moving Libero, of course, over to the Roadhogs. A pretty standard composition for Sanctum.
Sanctum. And now, last time we saw Meta Athena on this point on Nepal, they did break out the Libero Hanzo. Cool to see that. Mike Morheim in the house again. Just can't get enough Overwatch. Well, I understand. We can't either.
I'm very excited to see what happens on this control point. I think that with the map pool and hybrid being pretty well, with Meta Athena having that pretty big advantage in the maps that are in the pool today, that this is a much more important map for Lunatic-Hai to win as opposed to Meta Athena. Gives them more breathing room on some maps that they may not be quite as good at.
The early ground battle begins. See if anyone gets any lucky hooks. Wow, the Reinhardt's going aggro right away. Chongsik with a pin onto Eska to start things off. Crazy beginning to this map already. Saya player getting a nice angle on Miro on the side. He's going to be helped out by Chris as well. They're going to clean him off the point. And early kills being traded back and forth between these teams.
Yeah, 2 for 2. Both Reinhardts going down pretty early there. Yeah. Nice move, which we come to expect from Toby. But the critical thing to watch this match, though, is how many Gravitons is Hoon going to be able to eat here, because they're the one running the D.Va and they're not using the Zarya.
That's the idea. Wow, Chongsik gets a nano boost, but not a lot of people to use it on. Tries diving in now into Miro. Miro going to respond with the charge, though. Jaehong trying to keep him up. Miro's still on the point, gets his own nano boost now. Ooh, nearly knocked off, but manages to stay on there. Gets pinned in the end anyway, so taken out of the fight effectively as he retreats. Meanwhile, Saya player with that tack visor looking for a bit more, manages to take out Who Are You. That was a close call, but he stays alive. And so far, Meta Athena ends up, after all that, to be the ones to claim the point first.
Attack visor really, he was just unharassed during that. Who Are You tried to get back towards him.
He got that very fast.
Yeah, but ended up getting picked off. So a long battle, but immediately flips back over to Lunatic-Hai as Meta Athena has to regroup on the backside. And right now, watch that Graviton. We're going to see how Zumba uses it. Going to be very important in conjunction with the Dragon Blade.
Hoon swapping over to the Zarya on the Meta Athena side too, so they're giving it for the D.Va for the moment.
Seems like a bad time to switch, but...
Well, we'll see. They got to try something anyway. Eska with the Deadeye. It is an interesting time to switch, especially when you know that the Zarya on the other side probably does have the Graviton Surge, but... Alright, he's going for the Tobelstein. Where's the follow-up? They only really catch Libero. Meanwhile, Who Are You chases down Saya player. Not the greatest Graviton Surge. Meta Athena storming back with a sound barrier. Got to deal with that nano boosted Reinhardt though. Libero's just going to try to push him back with a whole hog, it looks like. Meta Athena just bulldozing their way onto the point, and they'll be able to take it for the moment.
Yeah, pushing people into this room off the point, so even though they're there, the point's going to flip early. That's a great sign.
Well, they had enough people on there to flip it quickly.
They did.
Lunatic-Hai, I don't think they're going to allow this for too much longer. Jaehong just untouched on the side on that Ana, and he's been able to kind of free heal people, and that's really helping out Lunatic-Hai actually.
Saya player just trying to get some extra percent there, ends up dying very quickly. So Meta Athena just short little spurts of time on the point right now and not able to truly control it. Lunatic-Hai spread out all over the high ground right now, looking for another opportunity to dive.
Could go for a nano boost attack visor here. I think that might be the plan. It's just a Saya player. Yep, there it is. Got it. We'll see what they can do. Lunatic-Hai responds with the sound barrier, and Saya player just kind of zoned out of this whole fight. Doesn't really get anything out of that. Goes down eventually, courtesy of Eska, and Lunatic-Hai holding strong for the moment.
Yeah, they couldn't get anything done on the point in spite of that distraction. So
nice
a couple
dart.
Ults
Nice
end up
sleep dart.
going to waste.
Yeah.
He tried to respond with Jaehong getting the nano boost down onto Who Are You. Didn't have Dragon Blade up, but...
And Eska's quietly having another good round here on this McCree. He looked a lot better in their last best of 5, and it looks like he hasn't dropped a beat yet. Gets a nice kill on the Saya player to start things off with. There's a Graviton Surge for Meta Athena, but they can't get to the point. Lunatic-Hai takes Sanctum.
Wow. Well, Doa, that was certainly an interesting switch there. I'm not sure exactly why they had changed Hoon away from the D.Va.
It was an interesting choice given the fact that, again, you know, they probably did know that Zinba had the Graviton Surge.
Yeah,
so
well, they knew he was close at the very least.
It's a bit puzzling, isn't it?
I would have liked to have seen him stay on it for a little bit more time, especially since they swapped back off of, or onto the D.Va at the very end.
Yeah, and you know, the fact that they were playing Libero a lot on that Roadhog, and they had Saya player on the 76, meant that Jaehong could just kind of sit in the back corner and just heal people as much as he wanted to without really much pressure, and I think that ended up being a bit of a problem for Meta Athena as well.
Yeah, they are going to make some changes. More aggressive dive composition with the Winston and the Tracer this time. Lunatic-Hai, Jaehong back on the Zenyatta. He's the only player on these two teams that has played significant amounts of Zenyatta so far in Apex Season 2.
I love it. I love me some Zenyatta. Libero on the point, doesn't find the hook he was looking for. Trying to take the defensive stance for the moment, though. Eska on the Tracer now. Hasn't had the greatest results on that from time to time, but again, looked a lot better in the last best of 5. So expect better things. Who Are You? Trying to chase down people. Changsic goes down early. His Reinhardt has been awesome, but his Winston has not been as great.
Side player winning the duel,
out.
though. That's pretty important,
Yeah.
especially since the main healer has already been killed on Lunatic-Hai. But who are you?
I got to the health pack first.
Picks up a nice kill on the side. Side player not quite there in time.
Yeah. Well, in terms of Tracers, Saya player is one of the best out there. So Eska, no doubt would struggle a little bit against him in the duel. But who are you there to get the revenge? Meanwhile, sound barrier on Meta Athena as they just desperately continue trying to take this point. Nobody's claimed it yet. Now, who are you gets one. Takes out Nuss with the Dragon Blade.
It's amazing this point hasn't actually flipped yet. What a
I know, right?
brawl on the point so far.
Seriously, these two teams, though, what do you expect? Saya player just trying to find more vulnerable targets on the back lines. He's getting damage done, but not a whole lot of kills. In fact, it's Eska and Lunatic-Hai who's getting the edge. Saya player just trying to shore things up after taking down Eska. Fight's still going, though.
I mean, he's doing a great job of staying healed up and getting around the side and making this very difficult, but finally looks like Meta Athena wants to back off, wants to regroup, and then come back right in with a nano boost.
That Transcendence used, though. Lunatic-Hai trying to keep everybody healthy, and Libero not going to do a whole lot on that nano-boosted Genji. Transcendence mitigating most of that. Lunatic-Hai responding with kills of their own. Nice stick onto Hoon, and he will not survive long. So Meta Athena storms back in with a team fight, but doesn't really get anything going with it. They've still got some ults to work with, though.
I just think they made a big mistake using that nano boost there onto Libero. He was only sitting at about 65% ult charge, and by himself on a re-engage in a 6v6, he wasn't going to be able to do that much damage, and instead they delay their push even further instead of having a powerful one with some ultimates to use.
I almost wonder if they did that to try to draw out the Transcendence and have that out of the way for the Dragon Blade later. And who are you going to pull out his own Dragon Blade? In fact, Libero goes down right after he activates his, so Lunatic-Hai going to win that fight big time, and now they don't even have Libero's Dragon Blade, so things not going great for Meta Athena yet.
I mean, ult usage has been so much better from Lunatic-Hai on this control map. But again, this is the one that I think was most important for Lunatic-Hai to win in this best of 5, because they're not going to have the same advantages once we hit some of the hybrid and assault maps.
Now Hoon's still trying to make things happen, but he's popped out of the suit. Uses that self-destruct. No kills from that, though. Kind of an awkward angle to use that on. Miro storming in with the Primal Rage, keeping everybody off the point right now. Gets back in time to maybe survive a bit longer. Needs some healing pretty badly right now. Manages to take out Libero, though, and Miro's Winston, man. If you could pick a player-hero combination who is the most effective at what they do, Miro's Winston is definitely on near the top of the list.
Yeah, Jaehong's on it too, gotta say.
For sure.
But he's been diversifying a bit into this Zenyatta and doing a great job in this map so far.
Who are used Genji? Definitely up there as well. Another Transcendence for Jaehong as Meta Athena comes in with their own Primal Raging Winston. Saya player waiting it out, though. Nuss does go down. There's the self-destruct from the Lunatic-Hai side now. Oh, he does get Libero. Somehow he didn't get out of range of that. Who are you just destroying people? And I was talking to some of the guys on Fnatic a few weeks ago. They said the thing about Who Are You that really makes him scary is not his Dragon Blades. It's how accurate he is with those left clicks. But you know what? Dragon Blade's pretty good, too. GG, Lunatic-Hai crushes Nepal.
I mean, you just have to point to Meta Athena, a team that we talk about their cohesion, but in that particular round, their ultimates were all over the place, and Lunatic-Hai, but just much more disciplined with that ult economy.
Yeah.
Also, Eska, showing up, doing some work. He was coordinating quite well with Jaehong on the Orb of Discord in that match, and shutting down the D.Va in particular.
That's something we've seen them really utilize with Jaehong's Zenyatta, is they send Who Are You back there, they send Eska back there and try to snipe those Discord targets, because he'll try to get it on the supports, most of all, if you kind of look how he plays it.
Yeah, it's been good stuff, but important first win for Lunatic-Hai. We are going into a hybrid map next, and again, without King's Row in the pool, I do think this is more in favor of Meta Athena. I think they'll probably pick Hollywood.
Oh, yeah. I'm a happy guy. Play the game. I mean, it's going to be a lifesaver, right? Transcendence? No, it's over. Do the damage. Oh, wow, the right click even. Look at that. Doesn't really do a whole lot, but hey, it's a right click. There we go. Oh, man. That was beautiful. I'm inspired. I'm inspired again. Not like I was going to play any less Zenyatta than usual, but now I'm just inspired to be even better, you know?
Yeah, I think the disturbing thing, though, is he was pretty much just untargeted for that entire duration. Target selection has not been great for Meta Athena so far today, but got a lot of maps to go.
I mean, that's a nice thing about having Eska on Tracer and Who Are You on Genji just diving your back line constantly, is that it does take a lot of pressure off of your Zenyatta, too. So, I mean, his positioning was good, and their comp was as such to kind of keep him safe.
I'm going to pick Eichenwald.
Interesting. Okay.
Very interesting. Of course, this is the map where on attack they did a double Maywall boost to get all the way around the backside of the point and assault into the house from the rear, which is quite a surprising strategy if you have not seen it before.
But if you watch Meta Athena, nothing should really be surprising at this point. So,
well, I just wonder how many other potential avenues of approach they have on this particular map.
You know, one thing I was wondering about coming into this match is how much of an impact Eska's Mei might have on it, because Mei walls can definitely kind of mess up your kind of crazy long-term engages that Meta Athena likes. So, and we know Eska plays a good Mei, so I kind of like to see how that stacks up against Meta Athena's crazy strats.
Well, also one important thing to note about Meta Athena is that so far in Apex, throughout their wins, they've never faced a true dive team like Lunatic-Hai. We'll get to that in a minute.
That's right. Time to go to Eichenwald to see if Meta Athena can tie things up, or if Lunatic-Hai will put themselves one map away from the grand finals. Let's get in the game and find out.
I get it.
Welcome to Eichenwald. It's a fixer-upper. Yeah, it's nice. Needs some
it's
work.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
So Meta Athena, when we look at who they've played, the tough opponents that they've played, teams like Envy, teams like Hongdu Panthera, or Africa Blue, none of these are teams that run a lot of Tracer and Genji with a Winston together, especially if we look at a Zenyatta as well, to really focus down targets. They haven't played against LW Blue.
Right.
And that was one of the big question marks about Meta Athena are they going to be able to handle the backline dive? Because they haven't had a lot of pressure on their supports previously, and in that first match it was pretty evident that they were having trouble dealing with that many players attacking their healers.
Yeah. Yeah, we've seen Hoon as well swap just so completely this match so far from the Zarya over to the D.Va, and you know, he hasn't put on the greatest D.Va performances compared to his really great Zarya. So despite the difficulty of getting Graviton Surges down, I'd really like to see him just go back to the Zarya and just try to make it work. It's what he's good at. But for now, Meta Athena with the D.Va yet again. And this is an interesting comp.
Yeah, they're running single heal, or the double heal, but with the Zenyatta. Now, they haven't played Zenyatta much at all this season, so they're definitely changing things up right now, but we're not going to see any kind of crazy Mei boosting. Instead, they're just going to try and win the shield war by having the Zenyatta with the Roadhog and the McCree. They're very powerful when it comes to quickly bursting down Reinhardt shields.
Yeah, Chris's Zenyatta play makes up about 5% of his total gameplay as a pro here. So not a whole lot in the past. We'll see what they've got today. Trying to sneak around, taking a very direct approach this time. Libero, though, not finding those hooks. Now Changsik waiting in, swinging that hammer. Where's the response? Well, Nuss getting very aggressive in the front lines there. They force him back in the house.
Grenade.
Yeah, Miro goes down. No healing allowed. Saya player taken out, though. Eska on the side, trying to salvage this one for Lunatic-Hai. Can he do it? Really got to watch out for those right clicks coming in from Libero. But wow, he's getting the kill. There's a flashbang, and he gets the dual win against Libero.
Oh, that's
Eska's alive, man.
I mean, there was so much zoning right there happening from Meta Athena, and Libero unable to hit the hooks. Meanwhile, his supports were just getting massacred in the backline, and I think this is one of those problems where they're just not used to protecting their supports as much, because that looked like a fight that they could have won. And he played it too aggressively. They could have backed off the point and waited for respawns, but instead they went too hard and then came in with a respawn disadvantage.
Another very straightforward push coming in from Meta Athena. Libero on the D.Va now. Hoon has swapped over to the Zarya. Changsik gonna get the nano boost. as Meta Athena gets aggressive here. Nano boost on both Reinhardts. Sharks gonna take a nap for a second though. Charges into the payload. Saya player meanwhile waiting for a target with the Deadeye, not finding it. Transcendence for Chris as they try to keep this push going, but Lunatic-Hai, their own defensive ult and the sound barrier coming in. The fight's still going. Pretty big earth shatter for Meta Athena. Can they chain it into a point take? We'll see. Saya player took out Zumba, but Nuss falls, and Lunatic-Hai, the ones coming in with the kills now. It's been close, but it looks like it's going to be another hold for Lunatic-Hai.
Man, Changshik really having some trouble with the target selection, you can see right there. They look really confused about how to deal with the aggression on their backline that Lunatic-Hai is bringing to them. Even when it looked like they should have had wins on that first push, they successfully slowly corralled everybody into one of those houses, hit a great biotic grenade, and got the initial pickoffs, but after that, sort of fractured against Lunatic-Hai, and now Zumba's going to be sitting here with this Graviton.
Yep.
Libero.
He's going to be ready to use it. Got to be sneaky, man. Got to watch out for that Diva. There's that defensive matrix. Oh, fires it into the wall to avoid it. Really
Great
smart.
job.
Pulls it in there. Can they get the kills? Meta Athena getting him initially. Miro takes down Nuss, though. And Hoon doing the damage he can on that Zarya, and we know what he can do. So despite what I think was a great Graviton surge from Lunatic-Hai, they will lose this fight, and they will give the payload over to Meta Athena.
Unfortunately for Lunatic-Hai, the Reinhardt going down so quickly made a big difference. If he had been able to get a couple shots in there onto the 3 members that were in that Graviton surge, would have been a different story. But Meta Athena doubles back, protects those members, and now they're going to be pushing through point 2. Miro switching over to the Winston. Eska now on the Soldier to take care of that high ground.
Get ready for the most annoying Winston you've ever seen. So he finds all these high ground locations where he can just tickle you with the laser, with the lightning gun.
He's so distracting.
Yeah, and so hard to kill too. Very evasive. Eska forces Libero off the high ground.
Problem with all these swaps is Lunatic-Hai is going to have a hard time holding early in this point with such a huge ultimate disadvantage, and Saya player just finds who are you.
A good start for Meta Athena with this push. Graviton surge though came in. Got a whole lot with it though, I think. I saw anyway. Oh, they're gonna
Good sleep dart.
sleep Eska up on the top, yeah.
Nobody can get up there in order to actually finish off the kill. Still a decent push going through for Meta Athena. They maintain a nice ultimate lead with that Earth Shatter, but Eska gonna try and find an opportunity to use the tack visor that just came up.
Meta Athena was looking like they had lost a lot of confidence on point A, but they took it, and now it seems like they've got it back. Moving forward, much more cohesively, aggressively. Great Earth Shatter from Chongzik. Going into a sound barrier, gets the pin though onto Toby. Oh, but because of the shield, can't finish him off.
Just barely not finishing that kill off, and
tragedy.
he will be flanked on the low ground.
That was so close to being a good fight for Meta Athena, but Lunatic-Hai weathers the storm and come back strong. Toby getting 2 bloodthirsty support kills there.
Toby's actually been great so far today.
Yeah.
He has had, his timings on the sound barrier have been perfect. Even when they lost that last point, he's been reacting well to the support ultimates used by Meta Athena, and mostly just counteracting any kind of attack that occurs at precisely the right time. Saw it again right there, lived with just a sliver of HP.
It's very close. That's a heartbreak for Chongzik, who's been a great Reinhardt so far this tournament too. Libero throws in the self-destruct. Let's see if he gets anything with it. Oh, gets Toby. That's really big. We said good things about Toby. We cursed him. Happens a lot. Who are you with the Dragon Blade?
Nice reflect.
Yeah, that's right. He goes down in the end anyway, though. Hoon manages to take him out. Lunatic-Hai sitting on the payload for the moment. Libero forced back. Maybe he can get that kill onto Ri Hong. Nope, not quite.
Has to reset right there. Nice use of the defensive matrix just to cover Jae Hong and make sure that he wasn't going to be taken out with the Bunny Blaster at close range. And by the time that fight was winding down, Lunatic-Hai had a pretty large man advantage on the payload.
Yeah.
Meta Athena maybe coming back in right now. Lunatic-Hai again, though, pretty easily dominating this ult economy war in this game as well. They've stabilized, and the payload still has a long way to move with only 20 seconds remaining.
Well, Meta Athena taking the long way around to get to this push. Waiting to see if they can actually get this payload moving or not. Eska still on the high ground. They try to lock him up with the Graviton Surge, and oh, there's Saya player with the Deadeye. Electric Cowboy doing his thing. Needs a bit more than that, though, if they want to get this payload moving. Ryu on the payload right now. They're going to send in the self-destruct again. Lunatic-Hai trying to find more targets. Doesn't get any kills with that, though. And Athena on the payload. Lunatic-Hai backing away. The payload's still not moving. And we're into overtime now. Sound barrier for Lunatic-Hai as they try to win this fight, end this round decisively. But Meta Athena responding with their own sound barrier. It's a brawl in the payload. There's Saya player with the Deadeye. No kills, but they do force Lunatic-Hai back. So the payload is finally starting to move again a bit.
That's going to have to move quite a bit, though, Doa.
Yes, it is.
They use a lot of ults, including 2 Deadeyes, just to clear off the payload, and the stall continues.
It's not even moving that much. Yeah, it just inched forward. That was it. Eska finally going down, really costing them a lot of time. And now they cannot leave that payload. The OT bar will drop so fast. They need to sit on it. Can they get point B here? It would be huge for their offensive push.
They have a self-destruct, so they should be able to push it the rest of the way. No contest yet, and plopping that Diva right on top of the payload offers a lot of options when it comes to pushing it just that hair it needs to go into the 3rd phase of the map.
Now he's really got to consider doing that now. Yeah, throws it high up in the air, and no kills out of that. Does manage to knock Zunba out of the suit, though. Libero getting the kills. Yeah, Meta Athena looks like they're going to win this fight. They're going to take point B.
Saya player came up huge in that last push. It looked to me like they may have overcommitted to kill Eska on the high ground by using 3 ults, Graviton, Deadeye, and the Nano Boost just to take him out. But the fact that he fought through and was able to zone them again with a 2nd Deadeye by building up his ult so quickly made all the difference. And he got the kills there too. Saya player's been having a great season so far.
Yes, he has. This has been such a grind for Meta Athena here on Eichenwald, but they're in the home stretch now. 1 minute left. They got out of overtime. Uryu comes in with the Dragon Blade, takes down Hoon early on. Gotta watch out for that Deadeye. He can't avoid it. Saya player with a kill there. The payload is not moving, though. Meta Athena pushed back for the moment.
Yeah, it doesn't matter, though, if he got those kills. If he got the kill onto Who Are You, really. The damage had already been done. They were already playing what was 4 versus 5. And no Deadeye to zone him off any longer. So that's right. Smart from Meta Athena just to back up. You need this push to work. That's a very crucial kill that Libero just got onto Eska.
Yeah, going to go in with a 6v5. They've got ults to work with. Hoon drops the Graviton Surge way in the back. Got to avoid that self-destruct, though. Lunatic-Hai trying to hold Saya player on the side now. Electric Cowboy coming in. Zunba a little bit low. Oh, the flashbang absorbed from behind, though, by the defensive Matrix. Could have been big. Might have had a chance to kill Miro, but not now. Zunba does lose the mech, though. Deadeye. Oh, he gets, no! Reflected! Who Are You reflects the Deadeye into Saya player. Miro with the Primal Rage now scattering the members of Meta Athena, and it looks like the payload may stop right here, right now.
Yeah, looks like it will. They are slowly getting pushed off the cart, and that should be it.
I think so. Jaehong lasting. And they're trying to push this. Any little amount farther they can push it is
Dragon
worthwhile.
Blade,
but yeah, here comes Who Are You with the Dragon Blade. And that's going to be about it. Saya player on the Tracer being annoying, but they're going to finish him off. And Lunatic-Hai will hold Meta Athena to 2 points. You know, Meta Athena, to be fair, got that farther than it looked like they were going to by quite a bit. But still, an opportunity for Lunatic-Hai to tie up this series, or to take a 2-0 lead, rather.
Yeah, they got it at least towards point C, as you said. The overtime push over the drawbridge, absolutely crucial, and Meta Athena found themselves with the right ultimates to be able to get the zoning and buy the time they needed to push it all the way to point B.
Yeah.
And of course, they do have a chance to full hold right here, and we have seen, at times, some Symmetra from Meta Athena, and they want to go a little bit more all-in. That will certainly be an option for them on their defense.
They seem uncomfortable so far today, though. You know, it seems like they're not used to this aggression that's coming in from Lunatic-Hai, but like you mentioned earlier, they really haven't played anyone that's as aggro as a Lunatic-Hai is.
Well, Envious certainly wasn't with a lot of their Widowmaker usage. They didn't have the same backline pressure. And if you take a look at the way that Kongdu Panthera and Africa Blue like to play, yeah, we see a lot of Genji from those teams, but you don't see 2 DPS backline threats very often. And I think that's going to be, that has been the big difference here, especially with Miro coming in. Now, we are going to see the Sombra on the defense. Meta Athena has used this style of defense on Eichenwald before, and basically they don't play for the choke at all. They're anticipating that Lunatic-Hai is going to jump over them anyway, which is exactly what they're going to do, and rush the point. Zunba here on a Soldier 76, interestingly enough, so...
All right, so it looks like they're going to go for a little bit of 2-2-2 in a unique way.
Well, triple DPS.
Yeah, I guess so. Triple DPS, single tank.
Yeah, very interesting. But Meta Athena, they're going to have a lot of healing, so it's going to be really difficult to get through the effective health pools from Meta Athena with the Sombra constantly just respawning those health packs.
Yeah, you add that in with the 2 healing from 2 supports already, and it's tough to dislodge people. So we'll see. Orb of Discord certainly does help with that. Jaehong's waiting in now. Libero, yeah, taking a little bit of damage there. Has to be careful. Gets a nice hack on the health pack, though. And here we go. Gonna try to get into the back lines here, see what he can do. Jaehong goes down early. Saya player with a really important kill there. Decides to hack Toby rather than hack the back. Well, why not hack both?
Just hack the back there, pick it up. Libero has been great on this Sombra, as we've noticed from previous both attack and defense rounds around this point. But the kills are starting to roll in as Eska picks up Libero.
D9, man, you can't pick up that hacked health pack. The Saya player will take it, though, taking down Eska. These hacked health packs creating a big problem for Lunatic-Hai here so far.
Yeah, but maybe not enough of a problem, as they're still the ones with the tanks on the point right now.
Maybe. It's there too. It's only the tanks at the moment while the respawns come back in again. Moon getting healed up.
I think Zumba was really smart to switch off to the Diva.
Yeah, it's a good start.
In this scenario, but Libero's back does get headshot there.
Yeah, you're not going to last very long against a pretty accurate Zenyatta. Meanwhile, Miro pops a Primal Rage. Saya player batted away for the moment. And try to do the damage to Lunatic-Hai. They've turned this long push into potentially a successful push. Half the control meter built already. Yeah, looks like they're just going to get point A here.
Libero now forced to switch off the Sombra, which again resets that ultimate. And will make it, just like we saw the last time when Lunatic-Hai was on attack. I'm struggling a little bit at the start of this second phase. Eska sneaking around, looking for a target or pulse bomb. Doesn't find anything he likes.
Eska trying to create a bit of havoc in the high ground. He's doing a good job of that so far. Let me get back down to the bottom, though. Transcendence used. Oh, we got the stick. Changsik takes some damage, though, but he had the nano boost, and he had the healing. Going in now, still has a bit of that Primal Rage left. They've got the sound barrier as well, so Lunatic-Hai, they have to back off for the moment. Changsik proving he can be annoying on this Winston as well.
Great Winston bubble, though, on the Diva mech as it was exploding. Self-destruct not going to do much more damage, but who are you with the Dragon Blade certainly will.
Yep. Just got to finish off Saya player here. And they'll have a push going, but Saya player, again, so evasive. Finally taken down by Toby. And Meta Athena can have to cede a little bit of ground to that payload. And there's a lot of time on the clock here, too. They really need to have a big hold right here.
Yeah, they need to stop this on the drawbridge, but they did run Lunatic-Hai out of juice when it comes to ultimates. And Hoon can certainly get right on top of that payload with the self-destruct if necessary. And they are going to have a Dragon Blade advantage here pretty soon.
Eska goes in, doesn't land the stick, but he does get a bit of damage. Well, Jaehong actually taking the most damage during the start of that fight. Miro manages to bounce off Libero's head like Mario, take him down. There's the self-destruct. And he kills, nothing for Meta Athena. Hoon gets back in the mech. Meanwhile, Saya player with that nano boost finds a kill onto Eska. So they do finally get the defensive fight they were hoping for.
Toby manages to live, too, by wall riding to the lower ledge.
Yeah, Who Are You gets a little bit split spawn there, so he'll be coming back a little bit later than the rest of the team, and that'll slow things down for the moment. And Meta Athena will take any amount of delay they can get here.
Yeah, that... We saw the nano boost come in alongside the self-destruct from Meta Athena, exactly what they needed just to create that zone around the cart.
Yeah.
And we're getting close to 2 Dragon Blades in this game. Who Are You nearly there himself?
Oh,
got
eaten!
Got eaten by the Diva.
Yep, defensive matrix absorbed that pulse bomb. Meanwhile, Dragon Blade comes out for Libero, trying to find some targets, gets Jaehong immediately. Who Are You decides to save it, and I think that's a good idea when both your supports die. Probably want to hold that one for the next fight.
And that's the discipline that we talk about with Lunatic-Hai. When they're good at saving their ultimates, they don't panic very easily. They can just go ahead, take the loss, and regroup for another team fight. Noting that Libero had already gotten those initial kills. 2 minutes remaining. They are going to go around the side this time. Zunba the one with the self-destruct now.
Yep. Comes in. They're going to use the Transcendence to get a good push going. Who Are You jumping up on the high ground, going after Nuss. Nuss a little bit low. There's the self-destruct now. Run for cover. No kills from that one as Hoon jumps back in the mech. Who are you backing off for the moment, though? Couple kills for Libero. And Athena trading pretty evenly with Lunatic-Hai for the moment.
It's a really sneaky play by Lunatic-Hai. They came around the backside while the cart was still not even on the drawbridge, so prioritizing winning the fight against the backline as opposed to contesting the cart and then trying to do it with numbers afterward.
It's not working out too well, though. They push it a little ways, but still get stopped at the beginning of the bridge.
Don't have a lot of tools to actually take out these tanks.
Not a lot at the moment, no. Ryu's got the Dragon Blade, though, and he's going to put that to good work. Hoon and Libero, I guess they do have the tools to take out the tanks after all, don't they?
Well, they do. They have
Wow.
the sound barrier, and they have the Dragon Blade for that next push.
Man, who are you just tears Meta Athena apart.
I mean, in spite of the victory, though, we're not actually going to see Lunatic-Hai with that much more time on point number 3, about 45 seconds more.
That's right, maybe even
Maybe
less
less
here.
than that.
Last-ditch effort by Lunatic-Hai to defend. They're going to send in the, wow, actually Zinfa gets the kill onto Hoon, and Jaehoon grabbing 2. Those orbs, man. Gotta watch out for the orbs.
Yeah, but they still haven't gotten it, though, and that's the crazy part is the stall went for another 15 seconds or so, so
Yeah.
2 minutes on the clock. They don't have to get it all the way in. 48 meters is what they're going to need, but they already used a self-destruct.
It's very doable for Lunatic-Hai, but Meta Athena in a position with enough ultimates to maybe hold out if they're efficient about it.
They have to be so efficient right now. Changshik wants to move over to the Reinhardt in this more narrow space where that shield has a lot of value as you approach the cart.
Makes sense. Here we go. Transcendence again to mitigate the damage coming in from the Genji. And Lunatic-Hai trying to hold strong here. There's the self-destruct. Miro
Oh, he
can't
gets
get out.
it!
Oh, we got Eska too, and now Libero coming in with the nano boost.
They thought
Oh,
they
boy.
had the mech in the Winston bubble, and it timed out just like milliseconds after the bubble went down. It looked safe for Lunatic-Hai, but it wasn't. But, Noah,
minute.
that said, Meta Athena had to use absolutely everything to stop that.
Yeah.
So Lunatic-Hai still in a really good position here. They got 1 or 2 more fights, and they should be able to win them.
That's right. Sound barrier. The first ult used by Lunatic-Hai for this push. Just trying to stay durable, save the offensive ults for better occasion. They may be able to. Libero going down to Who Are You in the straight-up duel. Takes down Nuss as well. Here comes the Dragon Blade. Chauncey not lasting long, and what a fight at the end for Lunatic-Hai. Who Are You just carrying this team to victory, and it looks like that's what they've got. It's going to be a 2-0 lead for Lunatic-Hai.
Impressive stuff from Lunatic-Hai so far. I'm a bit surprised we didn't see an earlier swap over to Mei or more stall heroes on that final point, especially after all of those ults went down. In the second to last fight there for Meta Athena, they were going 0 ults against a Lunatic-Hai composition loaded with ultimates.
Yeah.
And that's where you have to really think about your ult economy, and if the enemy team has a better option, you need to move to a pick hero. You need to start moving to those stall heroes very soon. Otherwise, you just sort of get rolled, as we saw right there.
Well, it was fairly close, but in the end, Lunatic-Hai proving to be the better team on Eichenwald. In for a quick break, and then we'll see if Meta Athena can regroup and get some momentum going in this series, but it's looking dire. It just does not seem like they're ready to handle the aggression from Lunatic-Hai.
No, Saya player, I don't think has ever had this much pressure put on him as a hit scan DPS player.
Well, Meta Athena's a team that usually are the ones putting the pressure on. You know, think about how they went after Evermore against Kongdu Panthera. Matches
Yeah,
like
but
that.
they put the pressure on the front line. There's a big difference between what they're doing and what Lunatic-Hai is doing to them right now.
That's a good point. We'll take a quick break, guys, and when we come back, map number 3, Lunatic-Hai. A win would send them to the grand finals. Meta Athena fighting for survival in this tournament. See if they can stay alive. Apex Season 2 semifinals will be back after just a short break, so don't go anywhere. I mean, you can get it from your couch and, like, you know, get a snack or something, but no more than that. Be back in just a few.
세상은 무서운 곳이야. 심지어 여기 눈바니에서도 우릴 보호할 존재는 필요하지. OR15 방어 로봇을 소개할게. 옴닉 사태 때의 구형 이디나 모델을 완전 새롭게 개조한 거야. 얘들이 우릴 지켜줬어. 잠시 동안은. 둠피스트가 공격했을 때 난 공항에 있었어. 로봇들은 속수무책이었지. 모두가 널 포기했지만 난 너에게서 가능성을 봤어. 그래서 내가 나섰어. 프로그램을 업그레이드하고 마음을 주었지.
새로운 인격 모델 설치 완료. 시스템 재부팅 중. OR15 온라인.
아니 그런 거 말고 위대한 영웅에겐 진짜 이름이 필요해. 오리사는 어때? 난 널 강하고 용감하게 만들었어. 넌 아직 배울 게 많아. 가끔 사고치고 와서 날 화나게 할지도 모르지. 그래도 난 네가 우리에게 꼭 필요한 영웅이 될 거라 믿어.
내 이름은 오리사. 당신을 안전하게 지키겠습니다. 그것이 제가 작동하는 목적입니다.
Welcome back to Overwatch Apex Season 2 with Doe and Monte Cristo. Right now, Lunatic-Hai, a 2-0 lead in this best of 5 over Meta Athena. If they win one more map, they go to the grand finals. Oh, it's her birthday today, I guess. Happy birthday. And, I don't know, happy birthday sort of to all the StarCraft fans out there with the StarCraft Remastered announcement. It feels like a birthday present,
It was the
doesn't
19th birthday of StarCraft. So.
It does, that's true, yeah.
It's old enough to drink now in Korea.
All right.
Deserving of a party.
I'd go out for a drink with some of the StarCraft characters.
I'd go out for a drink with StarCraft Brood War, the best esport of all time.
I mean, character-wise, I wouldn't go out for a drink with Kerrigan because she's, killed like billions of people.
I'm pretty sure you can go
Raynor
out
seems
to
pretty cool.
Yeah, you can go out to a drink with Raynor pretty much any time, it seems.
The guy who, and I mean that guy who sits in the turret that spins around all day, he needs a drink pretty bad. I'm pretty sure.
That might make him more nauseous.
That's true. Never mind. He might already be wanting to just take a nap, I think. That poor guy. Well, anyway, back to Overwatch. Meta Athena is looking thoroughly shattered at this point. They're not being able to play their style. They're having a really hard time handling the dive, handling what Lunatic-Hai does best, and now we're going into Assault.
I don't know. I wonder why we see Meta Athena trying to counter dive, and not surprising, we are going to see Hanamura from Meta Athena. It has been a very good assault map from them, 2-0 so far, including the very nice Sombra attack and the very good defense as well, where Libero was constantly switching off heroes in Game 3 of their last match.
Right.
And Lunatic-Hai, Temple of Anubis, which accounts for 3 of their 5 wins on Assault, wasn't even in the pool. So I think what's worrying for Meta Athena is this map pool was so heavily favored towards them. And it continues to be with this Hanamura pick. So if they can't win here, I don't think they would have been able to win this match in really any circumstance.
I mean, Hanamura seems like a real chance for them to return to their comfort zone, return to a map they've had great results on, that they know and love well. But, again, the big question after the first 2 maps is Lunatic-Hai even going to let them play their style? And so far, the answer has been no.
I think maybe you start thinking about 3 or 4 tanks here if you're Meta Athena and trying to shut down Who Are You, who's been on fire tonight with this Genji.
It's possible. They have not played a lot of quad tank, but you never know. Time to go to Hanamura and see if Meta Athena can stay alive or if Lunatic-Hai will punch their ticket to the grand finals right here, right now. Let's get in the game. Welcome back to Hanamura. I wonder how many people have tried to have a picnic in that nice little gazebo there. And then like everyone starts throwing missiles into it and stuff.
Well, fortunately, it's one of the safer places on this map, you've got to say.
That's true, but still, some distractions for sure.
All right. Looks like the Torbjorn is back for Lunatic-Hai on the defense, and Who Are You will be playing the Genji. So no long-range hit scan to overlook the point here, going for that mobility instead.
Seen a good amount of it.
So Meta Athena, I imagine Libero is going to stick with the Pharah. I doubt we're going to see any cute Sombra strats again, considering that Lunatic-Hai will have an expectation that that is coming.
Sure. We could see Saya players stay on that Widowmaker as well.
Yep, we could. I really hope Changshik does not play any more Winston. I think that that's been a mistake for this team strategically. They are just not as good at attacking that back line.
Ooh, Libero last-minute switches, though. Libero on the Hanzo, Saya player on the McCree now. Maybe just for that Sonic Arrow, but one can dream. All right, yep, swapping onto the Roadhog, okay. And Chris on the Zenyatta now, so a lot of last-minute switches for Meta Athena.
Wow, okay. It's a very interesting strategy considering that they're going to have to attack the back line with the D.Va and the Winston, and then try and get picks once you turn the Reinhardt, because you're not going to break through the shield.
Yeah.
They are going to kill that turret very quickly, though, by getting both of their mobile tanks onto the high ground, so that's a nice win for them early. And Saya player is on Who Are You killing duty, and that's going to go pretty well, actually.
Yeah, well, the Orbit Discord certainly helps out quite a bit. Chris gets that kill with the Zenyatta. Now Athena going to come around the right side as Lunatic-Hai has to fall back a bit. And without Who Are You, they don't really have any pressure on Athena. This is Athena's chance to run the kind of attack they've been wanting to run. And wow, they're going to send in Jongsik on the Winston early. Getting aggressive, they're getting the kills as well. Jongsik finally falls, but Libero and the rest of the team cleaning up, putting the Zenyatta Ana to good use, and it looks like they are going to win a pretty easy point A here.
I love how Athena played that a lot more slowly. You can see that the focus on that attack was slow pushing to bait Who Are You into the back line, where they easily picked him off when he overcommitted for a little bit of poke. So definitely changing their tactics, focusing on Who Are You's Genji, and it works out at least on point A.
Right.
Lunatic-Hai is going to come into a defense on point B with a nano visor, though.
True enough, but a ton of time for Athena. 6:30 on the clock right now as they move into point B. So they've got some time to try to draw out some of those ultimates. Let's see if they can do it. Eska getting a lot of damage on the high ground.
That's
wow.
a really early Transcendence.
You know, sometimes you got to do that.
Oh, he got Jaehong.
Jaehong somehow gets caught by the Deadeye. Oh, nice flashbang into a headshot onto Who Are You as well.
Oh, Zunba flew past him with a defense matrix, so Jaehong ended up getting caught in the open.
What a start. Who knocks Miro back again. Has a
Oh,
self-destruct.
that's such a huge mistake.
Massive. And they've got time on the point right now, too. A little bit started, Zumba knowing to deal with. They're going to give him the nano boost to try to keep him a little bit more durable here. Libero, though, gets a kill onto Toby. And Jaehong goes down as well. Libero's put on a great performance on this Roadhog so far this map.
And they get Miro, too. They force him to turn. Self-destruct comes right back in. They haven't gotten a tick yet, but everything's going well on the point so far.
Now they're going to probably get one as soon as they whole hog the Tracer out of the way. Still not getting it. Okay, there we go. One tick taken so far. Call that a successful attack. Primal Rage. Miro charges in anyway. Gets back to the point in time. Drops the Earth Shatter immediately. Needs some kills. He's kind of on his own. Zunba and Jaehong, though, get there. Meanwhile, Saya player picks up 2 on the DPS. Saya player making some huge plays with the Electric Cowboy, and there's a Deadeye now. Toby still on the Tracer. Doesn't last long.
Nice
Saya player,
defensive matrix.
Yeah, damage blocked, but still, they're having trouble fighting off Athena right now. All right, Dragonflight's got to be big, but there's a Transcendence from Chris. That's going to nullify all the damage for Who Are You, and that's it. Oh, that's almost it. They get back to the point, but 2 points for Athena with 4:48 left on the clock. Hanamura is definitely their map.
Absolutely. That attack went very well for them, but you can't really forgive some of the positional errors that we saw being made by Lunatic-Hai again. It was so close to blocking that Deadeye and losing your Ana just for free that early on in a fight and cutting out your healing makes such a big difference. And from that point forward, because they were constantly trying to stall out on the point itself, Saya player just had free reign over everything on the point. He got so many free shots because there was nobody who could leave to contest high ground because they were so badly split spawned and just filtering in one at a time. So Athena takes the big advantage and rolls with it, snowballing it easily into a lot of time in the bank.
Multiple Deadeyes. Athena just doing such a great job of controlling point B in a way we don't see happen a whole lot on Hanamura, but just a really good setup. You know, Chris was untouched on that Zenyatta up on the second floor and was able to, save that Transcendence for the big Genji ultimate, nullify all the damage. Just really, really smooth push for Athena.
This is a really weird defensive composition coming from Athena.
Yeah.
We don't see Winston very often on point A because it becomes so hard to just clog the choke point as opposed to having that Reinhardt. And running the Tracer on defense, too, unusual. They're going to be looking to play the backside of the point here and get picks for the most part.
I was going to say, it almost looks like Athena is going to try to use Lunatic-Hai's own strategy against him in terms of trying to really put a ton of pressure on the back line if they can with Saya player and Jongsik. At least that's you'd think that would be the intent, but...
I mean, in a lot of ways, I'd like to see them try a Torbjorn or a Symmetra to sort of punish Who Are You with the Symmetra while he's trying to attack some of these points, but
sure.
We're not going to see that here. They're also, as Lunatic-Hai approaches the gateway, going to see that there is pretty much no defense there. Where are they going to Attempt to move to. Okay,
Oh
well,
boy.
that was sneaky.
Yeah, Libero was waiting for him.
Baited in a little bit.
Yep. Meanwhile, Chongsik does get in on the back lines, but that Orb of Discord is certainly something to worry about. Has to back away. Saya player, meanwhile, lurking around the side. Some free fire onto Toby, goes in behind Zunba, and he's just going to chase Lunatic-Hai for the moment. Eska trying to catch up to his teammates, and Lunatic-Hai's gotten a couple kills here, so good opportunity to come in. Very good opportunity to come in fact, and this may be point A already going to Lunatic-Hai.
See, the problem when you run this kind of defense, Noah, especially with the Tracer, is if the Tracer starts on the opposite side of the map, she has to zip all the way back over. Meanwhile, all of Lunatic-Hai was together coming through the right side room, and when they get the initial battle as more or less a death ball, there's nothing that you can have with that Tracer that's going to contribute to the fight. She can't shoot across the map effectively like a soldier.
Yeah.
So that Athena forced to change. Saya player back on the McCree, which has been his best hero in this match.
Well, they've got a long time to defend here.
And there's no nano boost on
Yep.
Lunatic-Hai, which is a blessing considering Who Are You does have the Dragon Blade right now. Meta Athena's already started to go down.
Yep, getting aggressive on Lunatic-Hai's push already. Who Are You just being zoned out by Chongsik for the moment. Eska coming in behind, though. Chongsik in a little bit of trouble. Down to about a third health. No, down to 0 health as Who Are You takes him out. Saya player forced back a little bit there. Nice reflect, reflects the flashbang, in fact. And here comes the Dragon Blade. Who Are You has the sound barrier as well to keep him healthy. And he needs to get a lot of kills to get the control point moving. And looks like he's got it.
Nice bubble.
Another good Winston shield, yeah. From Miro over that Diva ultimate.
Definitely Miro anticipating that to come through, holding on to his Winston bubble for the self-destruct. Great reaction.
Yep, definitely ready for that one. Transcendence now as Lunatic-Hai tries to keep this push going. Miro with the Primal Rage, and Meta Athena wounded, but not off the point yet.
And so many of these heroes have been able to stall, and that's a big
Nice
kill
hook
right there.
again.
And that's going to be it. They have to vacate the point now.
Starting to look that way, isn't it?
Well, kills actually keep coming through. Surprisingly, Who Are You is able to take out Chongsik, and Miro grabs kill onto Tracer.
And Libero living as long as he can. He finally does go down. Zinba out of the suit for the moment, though. They've got Hoon on the Mei now, though. And Who Are You? Well, uh-oh, no health back. Got to be a very sneaky ninja now.
Gets away with 30 HP, but that's
it. They got to back off.
goes back to the Orb of Harmony. No healing available to him on the point, so by the skin of their teeth, Meta Athena holds on. And it looks like Hoon will stick up. Nope, going to change back to the Diva.
Okay. Libero staying on that Roadhog. He's getting pretty close to his ultimate, so it makes some sense. But, you know, as we saw last time, he does have a penchant for changing heroes a lot, just to kind of throw off the opponent on this point.
I really think it might have been better for Hoon to stay on the Mei. Maybe he's not comfortable on the pick.
Maybe. Oh, nice stick. Jaehoon goes down during all that. Meanwhile, Hoon, with that nano boost, very hard to take up for Eska right now.
Jaehoon dying so early in this fight is a big change around here for Meta Athena. The fact that they've been able to reliably kill the primary healer so early on both attack and defense on Hanamura has made a big difference in their ability to win these fights.
You know, and Eska has got some tough targets as a Tracer to try to take out. He's kind of being chased all over by these tanks.
Jaehoon, I hope he switches back to Ana after using the Transcendence.
Whoa, and that's what happens sometimes. Double headshot. Side player's taken out by Jaehoon. Comes back in. Who are you with the Dragon Blade? Looking for the kill on the Nuss. Trying to reflect the sleep dart. Never comes out. Reflects some damage. Does some damage. Lunatic-Hai trying to push back onto this point right now. Down to 3:30 on the clock as Meta Athena. Still looking strong. Oh, okay, that was blocked. Zunba does take out Hoon with the self-destruct somehow.
Had just been desuited, so
yep,
have a chance to move out of the way.
Meta Athena push back, but still not giving up a whole lot of ground on point B yet. They're going to chase Libero down into the side room, and they'll take him out. Nobody on the point, though. Yeah.
I mean, there's still so many members of Meta Athena. They're going to get the sound barrier respawn advantage working heavily in their favor. Finally, Jaehoon has an opportunity to use that Transcendence, but they're not getting many kills out of it right now as the freak out right after the Winston bubble. You can see the reaction from Hoon this time playing around Miro's bubble instead of waiting for him to block that self-destruct.
Yeah, you got to watch for that. Saya player gets a kill onto Miro now, starting to make a little bit of defensive progress. First tick, I think, maybe barely taken, as Who Are You tries to get a bit more done with this Dragon Blade, tries to reflect the whole hog, is successful in doing so, and Lunatic-Hai, you know, it just seems like they're not winning these fights decisively enough to get a lot of time going on the control meter.
No, they're having trouble tracking down, particularly the support players from Meta Athena.
The target selection has seemed a bit scattered here, but they're finally getting the kills. Well, and then as soon as I say that, Libero walks in, Chongsik gets a couple with the Primal Rage, and Meta Athena just decides they don't want to deal with it anymore. Strong defensive hold.
Bye, Toby.
Yep.
Jumped on there. Toby wanted to use that soldier to rush back to the point for a fight that he thought his team was going to win.
A late kill on Zunba too, so
Yeah,
that's going to cost Lunatic-Hai
he
a bit more time.
has to switch back to the Lucio now.
Yeah. Man.
And now Meta Athena, partially because of the swaps, but partially because Lunatic-Hai, like you say, not having the target selection necessary, means that the ultimate advantage now heavily in favor of Meta Athena.
Yep. Well, Chongsik finds a good angle onto
Oh,
Jaehong, takes him down easily. That was just kind of some unfortunate positioning for the Zenyatta there.
Yeah, finally, they've been able to deal with Jaehong, which is a big difference between Meta Athena on maps 1 and 2, and now on Hanamura.
Yeah.
Early picks going well, and Lunatic-Hai can't find the necessary defense to keep their healer alive.
Yeah.
Jaehong's coming back, though, with another Transcendence.
It's helpful. Not giving up on the Zenyatta just yet. Eska doing the initial damage. He's got that Pulse Bomb, and he can find a big kill with that. Well, Chris goes down early. Good start for Lunatic-Hai, but they need more. A couple more kills, like right now, and Who Are You is going to give it to Meta Athena. There's one kill, Nano Boost on Hoon, but he gets popped on the mech immediately, has to pop that self-destruct. Nano Boost kind of wasted a bit for Meta Athena. They can use the sound barrier as well, but not getting on too many members.
Overall, this is great for Lunatic-Hai, though. Not only did they win that fight, but they forced them to use basically all their ultimates.
That can't heal through the Pulse Bomb. Libero goes down. Eska low, but so far so good for Lunatic-Hai. They've got the point. Can they hold it?
They may maybe have one more chance here to really take this one.
Oh, that was close. Chongsik knocks Toby off, though. Lucio gets a taste of his own medicine. And Lunatic-Hai is going to have a really hard time holding this one. Another Pulse Bomb comes in, but it misses Chongsik. There's the self-destruct as Lunatic-Hai holding it. They get the second tick. Meta Athena needs to get back there. They lost a couple while Chongsik went on his roaming mission there.
Yeah, but are they going to push it into overtime?
They are.
Yes, they are. So Lunatic-Hai down to the last breath right now to try and just push this map into some sort of time bank.
A sound barrier, but it's only Toby and Zumba on the point right now. Meta Athena needs some decisive kills to end this one. Saya player tries to find it onto Toby. Nuss gets the kill. There they go. OT ticking away. No, they've still got someone. There we go. Now finally ticking away. And they may have done it. They have done it. Meta Athena stays alive in this series.
Well, they had to win this map, and they've got to win the rest of them. A reverse sweep necessary for Meta Athena. But finally, they were able to answer some of that aggression. They were able to trade those support kills with dives more effectively than we had seen them on maps 1 and 2. So now, Meta Athena is still, you know, they're going to be in a decent position right now. Both of these teams have only played 2 escort maps this season. Both are 1 win, 1 loss.
Yeah. It's going to be very interesting from here on out because this is territory that neither of these teams have really been in a lot this season.
No, Meta Athena has had a lot of 3-0s. Very rarely taken to the brink. And I'm very curious if Meta Athena can win this next map because they're going to feel pretty good even though Lunatic-Hai would have a map selection going into map number 5. The fact that it's Numbani and Hollywood left over should make Meta Athena feel great because they will have, I think, an advantage on either of those maps. And not only will they get something they like, but then they're going to be able to pick the side.
Well, they're both
afterwards.
They're both maps like Hanamura too, where you've got a lot of different paths you can exploit if you're very creative, like Meta Athena is. So finally, they're getting that breathing room, you know, that they need to really play the game that they want to play it. So the pressure's on now.
Absolutely.
But it is interesting to see these teams in this position. I think out of the 21-game win streak that Meta Athena is currently on, or 21-match win streak, I should say, 17 of those matches were 3-0s. So they are They've been really crushing it. They do not see a lot of game 4s and 5s.
No, and that may be a problem because overall, Lunatic-Hai, I think, is a little bit better suited to Escort because Meta Athena, they like the set plays. They like the long flanks. They like being able to take their time as they approach an objective, win one decisive team fight, and then take it, right? That's where their strengths really are. And when we look at how dominant Lunatic-Hai was in the control map, when you have a more dynamic, continuous team fight like you do on pure Escort, then maybe a little bit more difficult for Meta Athena to keep up.
Well, this season, Lunatic-Hai is just one loss on Route 66. They're 1-1 on Nimbani, and they have not played yet on Dorado. So, you know, rough results, 1-2 overall on Escort, but I mean, it's just too small of a sample size, I suppose, to really read a lot into.
Definitely.
But there you go. If you're looking for the stats, there they are. I provide.
You definitely do.
There you go.
Again, Route 66 is the only loss for Meta Athena, and they do have one win on Dorado.
The choices today are going to be, and I'm reading this in Korean.
It's Dorado and Gibraltar.
Yes, you're right. It is. Very good. Dorado and Gibraltar. 1-0 for Meta Athena on Dorado.
Haven't played Gibraltar.
Have not played Gibraltar, no.
So tactical pauses are new, guys. Every team gets one 3-minute pause in a best of 5.
I love it.
Lunatic-Hai, a bit interestingly, using it now, even though they do have a map advantage in the series instead of at a possible 2-2, which might be better for Meta Athena if they can actually pick up this next map because they'll have the ability to dictate whether there's even a 3-minute break or not.
Well, I mean, it's the old icing the kicker, right? You know, maybe trying to break the momentum.
That almost never works.
Lower the high. I know, but people still try it. You know, I mean, Meta Athena riding high on that win on Hanamura. You take a 3-minute break like Lunatic-Hai is doing, you know, and suddenly the adrenaline kind of falls away a little bit on the Meta Athena side. So, you know, maybe part of it. Either way, I love these tactical pauses. It gets a chance for the coaches to get back in the booth, the players to kind of work things out for the next map. I think it definitely raises the quality of the games we see.
I like what we saw there, too, from the coaches, particularly at the end. If you guys watched the mic check between Lunatic-Hai and Runaway in that match, you saw Runner pumping up Runaway throughout that entire match.
Yeah.
And I felt like I could almost hear crickets in the Lunatic-Hai booth as they started to lose. In that best of 5.
Very true.
They've said even in the interview that this is an issue that we have is our communication can break down over time. So having the coach get in there, get them talking again, and do a little cheer at the end, I think really does help lift spirits. So I understand as a team, it's something that Lunatic-Hai appears to need from the footage that we've seen.
Well, see if it works out as we go on to our Escort map. Watchpoint, Gibraltar, and Dorado, the choices. We'll see. It's going to be Dorado, the choice for Lunatic-Hai. Cool, I'm excited. I like Dorado.
Curious what we're going to see from Meta Athena because Libero has played Pharah on this map, and they have tended towards less orthodox compositions, and by that I mean compositions that are not going to sort of hard push through the choke point with a heavy tank lineup, and instead try and play a little bit more range and with some alternate routes that you can take with Pharah, of course, hopping over those buildings instead. And Libero hasn't played Pharah so far tonight.
You know, this is another Libero Hanzo map, though. So, you know, we've seen that on Dorado from him in the past as well. So, a lot of opportunity, or a lot of options, I should say, for Meta Athena in terms of how they want to approach their attack run.
I still really want to see them play Symmetra as well. She can be strong against some of these Genji plays and help shut that down, help protect your supports with intelligent placements of those turrets.
Sure enough, well, here we go. Meta Athena still fighting for their life. Lunatic-Hai still on match point. Let's see who takes Dorado.
I get it.
Welcome to Dorado. The market is closed, so don't even try to buy anything.
Well, they left all their wares out,
I was going to say. Yeah. Whoa. fans are out in force tonight, and a lot of them are Lunatic-Hai fans.
Okay, Eska on the May. Back to one of his preferred heroes. And certainly strong when it comes to defending point A. But Meta Athena, if they go for the strategy that we've seen them use on Dorado previously, it will be less effective. Libero has yet to choose a hero.
Chris thinking about it as well. You can run Zenyatta on this map if you decide to.
They're looking like they want to bypass the choke point based on the D.Va and the Miro.
If you're going to use the D.Va instead of the Zarya, we're probably not going to see the Hanzo. Probably going to be the Fire for Libero. Or you could see the
I don't think
the
so.
Sombra maybe too.
The Saya player isn't even the Hanzo player on this team. That would be surprising. He's probably just checking with a Sonic Arrow to start things off.
Oh yeah.
Sombra on this point, though, is very strange. I am dying to see what Libero's going to do with it.
You can be sneaky, I'm sure.
And there is one big health back. This is going to be another Blitz-style drop hack. He knows some creative places to go ahead and put. Wow, he's very precise about what he's doing right now. He's waiting for this team to set up.
He's going to want to hack the Reinhardt.
He's waiting for the call. Okay.
Oh my gosh. Here we go.
We've seen this before.
Oh, goes for the hack on the D.Va.
Nope.
Doesn't find the hack on the Reinhardt. Lunatic-Hai falling back immediately. They saw that one coming. Meanwhile, Meta Athena diving in though. Changsik goes down, and this one's not going to work out too well, I think.
Eska just landing the headshot onto Libero right away, de-suiting the D.Va. They were a bit too prepared for that, and there was no good target for the hack. Credit to Lunatic-Hai for Miro falling back in particular right there and making sure that he wasn't in drop hack range.
I think we're learning all sorts of cool angles to drop hack on
we certainly are
from Libero here. So
and now he's going to go onto the May himself. Yeah. So do they have a boost is the next question.
Well, they are Meta Athena, so that means usually they do.
Looks like they're just trying to isolate a target right now and see if they can get them to commit into the stairwell.
That's the plan. No. Whoa, whoa.
Okay, this is going to be a long flank, actually.
Very long. The payload is not over there.
It's okay. They're going to try and take the high ground. Oh, they're going to boost on top of the high ground?
What is this? What is this?
I love you, Meta Athena.
Meta Athena coming down. Lunatic-Hai has no idea they're coming from this angle.
Well, they don't. They back up, though. They had a hunch that something was going on. Oops, they get walled off during the Reinhardt charge, though.
Scramble time. Lunatic-Hai trying to hold. Nano boost on both Reinhardts. Libero firing away with those right clicks. And they find themselves in the defensive. Meta Athena getting the kills they need.
By the way, look at Saya player's positioning. Notice how he's on the high ground on the opposite side. So everybody else slipped over the top of the roof. And because of the payload positioning, they kept Saya player hiding so that he would get a crossfire from the high ground. That is actually brilliant. I mean, just fantastic use. So Meta Athena had a couple of tricks going for them there, and one of them works.
This is
so Saya player,
insane.
he manages to reposition
How do you find this?
all the way back around. That's a great rotation from him, and now Saya player just looking for that zone, and they are going to push through point A.
Well, another day, another absolutely incredible attack strategy for Meta Athena. Beautiful stuff as the Mays decide to ice block next to each other there. Who are you, though, picking up some kills with the attack visor. There's a Graviton Surge as well. Lunatic-Hai striking back. And they do have able to stop the payload for the moment.
Yeah, they do have the first Blizzard, but Meta Athena's not going to be too upset by that. They did a good job of attacking through the market. Okay, well, there's a little bit of an awkward kill on the Saya player there. I think they're playing a little bit too aggressively with the disadvantage. Changsik gets a big Earth Shatter, though.
And that's a Graviton Surge as well. Moon walking in, and that's a pretty decisive team fight win for Meta Athena. That payload's going to roll, or float. It's going to roll figuratively. Flow, yeah, that's right. Rolls.
All right, so Blizzard is saved, crucially, and that's still a nice big bank of ultimates to use for Meta Athena. And they're not making too aggressive of a push onto high ground right now, leaving Eska some room to maneuver on the 76.
Here we go again. Up onto the high ground, Meta Athena trying to come through this narrow corridor. They need to be careful here. Miro to not knock anyone off. Libero has to pop the ice block. Gotta get back down to the payload now. He is definitely in a bit of trouble here. Saya player with the nano boost, looking for targets, not finding a whole lot though. A lot of that damage blocked though by D.Va, not enough. That's gonna be Zunba getting very, very low. Saya player on the run though, barely gets out with his life for the moment.
I don't know about that Blizzard.
Oh, he can't land the headshot. What? Healing, please.
The healing right there, absolutely huge. Basically deleted the effect of the Blizzard, but
man,
at the end of the day, enough people push back off the high ground and behind the cart. It looks like it's going to be difficult for Lunatic-Hai to hold on here.
Poor Eska, though, having to endure ice pick after ice pick in the head and living through it. That's a rough life for Soldier 76 right there. Let me die.
He's had some hard times, though, as we know.
He surely has. Yeah.
He's been through the wars already. I'm sure you can handle it.
I'm getting too old for icicles through their head. We'll stay
Apparently
away
not.
from Wisconsin.
Happens to him probably, I would say, literally millions of times a day.
That's probably true. That's probably true. May walks up with that really creepy smile and puts an icicle through your eye socket. She's a sinister one, that May. And Athena taking a roundabout high ground attack again.
Well, they want to do this because they have attack visor.
Yeah.
So if you can get the right angle, it's going to be good. Libero also will defend, of course, right on that point with the Blizzard.
Okay, here we go. Sound barrier for Meta Athena. They try to make it happen now. Defensive also both teams. Libero really holding onto that Blizzard. They give him the nano boost. Saya player with the kill onto Eska. That's big with the attack visor. Who here responds? Saya player taking himself out, probably with those Helix rockets. Chong6 swinging away with the Reinhardt. Gotta watch out for Miro, though. And, okay, not finding an Earth Shatter there, but the payload's moving.
He was anticipating right there that Genji was going to walk back through that door so he could hit the charge. But
Dragonblade, who are you? Oh, hits with the Earth Shatter, though. Great response by Chong6. They were ready. Simba back on the point, stopping it for the moment. Chong6 going to charge him away. I think Miro actually got hit with that pin in the end. Libero with the kill onto Eska, though. Meta Athena keeps it moving. Zinba doing a good job of delaying with this D.Va, though.
And Lunatic-Hai is doing a wonderful job of trickling in onto the point right now to make sure that it's not moving.
Yeah,
so you see the kills coming through, but the stall has definitely been successful from Lunatic-Hai to a point. But are they going to pay for that now as we reach the very end of point C? Maywall going to block everybody off.
Oh,
Only Miro's there.
Yeah, they got to finish him off fast, though. And they did not do a whole lot of damage to him. Lunatic-Hai comes back in force, and they're getting the kills. This is devastating right now. Oh, man, Meta Athena, if they lose a fight right now, they've got some ults coming up, but they've got one, maybe two pushes left.
That's all they're going to need, however. So Meta Athena, because of the Winston bubble, didn't get the damage down onto Miro. But at the same time, they're going to have a 5-ult push. Hoon should definitely not have used his Graviton Surge there.
I agree. They'll have a lot to work with.
But Lunatic-Hai is still going to be on the ropes. The ult advantage is going to be there very temporarily, looks like, for Meta Athena. They've got to strike immediately.
Support's in jeopardy as Libero comes in. Has to use that ice block, though, waiting for the Blizzard. He's so close, he's got it now. Lunatic-Hai, J-Home goes down early. Big Earth Shatter into the Blizzard. This is what Meta Athena's been looking for. Meanwhile, Miro's still up in the back line. Who are you? Gets one kill. Gets two, actually, with that before he goes down. But Meta Athena still winning the fight for the moment. But, man, Miro is so hard to deal with.
Miro absolutely saved that, Doa. Getting the 2 kills and having his ultimate available at the end allowed the rest of his team to respawn. Big ultimate usage from Meta Athena, but the fact that Miro survives makes all the difference.
Miro rhymes with hero for a reason, Monte Cristo. And he was definitely one right there, as Meta Athena may not be able to actually take 3 points. Doesn't even look like they'll get there for OT. No, they don't. And so the payload went a long way.
It did.
It was a good offensive round, but they don't get that crucial 3rd point. Lunatic-Hai with a real chance to go to the finals here.
That's right. Just pushing it nearly to the end will be enough for them. They played around those ultimates so well on the last push by Meta Athena. And like you said, getting that ice block out early also critical. Even though the Blizzard did manage to hit the floor and some kills were gained by Meta Athena, the fact that Miro was able to survive so long while simultaneously getting kills and stalling out the cart.
Yeah, I mean, when Libero wasn't able to handle the 1v2 against the supports at the end, that's when things kind of all fell apart. Is that had to, like you said, pop that ice block early, was very vulnerable despite the ults that were coming out. Huri was able to get in the back line, and Miro was a hero.
Surely he was. So, Meta Athena. Are they
was
going to
so-
run Hoon on the Mei? Usually the Libero pick.
Probably not, but you never know, I guess.
Hoon has played Roadhog before, but maybe they're just a little bit more comfortable with Libero on the Roadhog, and
Yeah.
looks like we will have Hoon on the Mei this time.
Hoon has played Mei for a total of 3 minutes in his professional career, so not a pick you see this guy
Did
on
play
very
a little
often.
bit today.
A
Oh,
little bit.
okay. So is
Sure.
Liana going to be able to get up onto that bridge?
Oh.
They really want that. Goodbye.
Yep.
Oh, it was just for the boost. They have to go back. Couldn't
Oh.
get the actual boost, and they need the Lucio to taxi
Yeah.
before the match actually starts.
You win this round, Arch.
It was cute. It was cute. So Jae Hong going to be checking with a Sonic Arrow, something that really every team should be starting a match doing these days.
You know, you'd think after Anna had that fight against Widowmaker and lost, she'd get one of those cool grappling hooks too. It's like, wow, that's really useful. I'm going to get one of those as well.
You think she'd just stop taking duels with Widowmaker?
Well, I mean, she did that for a while. All right, Meta Athena, nice try, Toby. Went for the pick on the Widowmaker, didn't get it. Back on the Lucio again is.
I mean, back to the
Lunatic-Hai.
dive composition that they've
Yeah.
been running this whole time. They're not switching anything up, really. Staying on the heroes that have served them well so far. Eska gets low, but rewinds out pretty quickly. Thing is they're not really able to contest here. They have to play aggressively through the archway without the Reinhardt.
They're doing just that. Toby with the kill into Libero early on. Uryu does not survive very long, though. So Eska really needs to come up big on this Tracer right now. He needs to be the one getting the kills, doing the damage, gets Chongsik coming up big. Eska certainly, again, you know, having an even better day than in the last match.
Saya player has got to be more on top of protecting the backline and protecting Reinhardt's flanks with his flashbang. There just hasn't been the ability to stop damage. Eska is having a good day on the Tracer, but also part of it is that he is more or less just free hitting a lot of the players on Meta Athena.
Right. Well, Eska, certainly a return to form for him in the last 2 matches now.
Oh, he's looked a lot better.
Yeah, after a rough season, he's really coming alive here in the playoffs.
Well, it couldn't have come at a better time, though. I don't
Yeah.
think that without Eska pulling his weight, that this would have been a team that could win a grand final.
Coming in for the Pulse Bomb. Oh, gets Chris. Sneaky Pulse Bomb around the corner where he knew the team would be waiting on the high ground. And without the Lucio, Meta Athena has to fall back a bit.
That's a huge kill. Yeah, it eliminates all the advantage of the high ground that we saw, and Eska continues to pick people off. Saya player going down.
Wow. Nano Boost over onto Hoon now. Eska trying to take out Libero. He does. Eska, the hero on this Tracer so far in this offensive round.
Wow, very nice tracking.
Yep, absolutely. And keep in mind, Eska's the one that was, you know, benched earlier this season. He wasn't confident in his own play. The team wasn't confident either. But after they lost Taejun and Dean, he had no choice. He had to come back, and he has looked better and better every single match.
He's still harassing these supports, and this is what we were talking about. Meta Athena, unused to playing against a Genji and Tracer at the same time. And you can see there aren't hooks going down onto Eska. There aren't sleep darts being aimed at him right now. There's basically nothing.
Yeah. Not the greatest Pulse Bomb there, but Meta Athena, well, maybe you could have used that good Pulse Bomb as Meta Athena finally winning a defensive fight here. They'll be able to get the payload stopped. But huge first push by Lunatic-Hai, essentially rolling all the way through point A, nearly to the end of point B.
I got so much time to work with. We saw Meta Athena again going back to the old strategy of nano boosting Hoon, but that is just simply not as effective anymore with the changes to D.Va. I mean, so much of Meta Athena's success came on the back of having Hoon with 4 Gravitons in a single fight, you know, or over a few minutes.
Oh, Eska being irritating on that Tracer already.
Somebody's got to stop him. Like, they need to dedicate more resources to defending themselves.
Yeah. All right, Tobelstein, who are you? Pulls out the Dragon Blade. Kind of backed off by Chongsik and just smacks him down with the hammer, yeah. Blade against hammer, I think we know who's going to win that fight.
Chic's still alive, but he's going to be harassed down pretty fast here by Eska, who's going to be able to constantly get those angles onto him.
Yeah. Not going to be able to carry it solo, though, and Lunatic-Hai has to back away. So Meta Athena finally getting some room to breathe here.
Only a pulse bomb for them,
Right.
though, and
Now they're pretty close
they
to
shut
a
down
few other ults.
the Dragon Blade, which was absolutely huge. Great zoning by Changsik, basically just daring the Genji to attempt to dash through him while he was swinging away with his hammer.
Yeah. You brought a ninja sword to a giant hammer fight.
Never works out for you, though.
Apparently not. I was always curious. Now I know. Transcendence from Jaehong as they try to get some sort of push
Another
going.
kill for Eska, though.
Yeah, really
Another
committing.
really good pulse bomb. And even though the Transcendence is used, perhaps a little bit early by Jaehong.
I think almost certainly pretty early, but Saya player goes down and they are going to be taking point B either way.
Lots of time remaining. 3.5 minutes.
Yeah.
This is going to be Meta Athena's potential last stand.
Eska!
Eska is still just going crazy.
Wow, Eska just looking unstoppable on this Tracer right now. And Meta Athena in real trouble of actually being done in Apex. If they lose this map, they are out.
They just don't look like they know what to do, Doa.
Sure seems that way, doesn't it?
They were playing the right things for a lot of this map. They were playing McCree, they were playing Roadhog, but they weren't able to actually contain the Eska's Tracer.
Yeah. Well, they've got one last chance. They need to come up with a miracle hold right here if they want to stay alive in this semifinal. Pulse Bomb goes in again. No kills from it this time. Was not the greatest one. Eska still looking for damage on the outside of the fight. Lunatic-Hai fighting in with that sound barrier. Desperation mode for Meta Athena. Transcendence pop, Graviton Surge. Who are you? Goes in with the Dragon Blade. He's got a big shield to contend with, though. Miro pops D.Va out of the suit. Who are you? Finds no kills with the Dragon Blade. Meta Athena, have they found a fight they can use? It looks like they have.
That was such a clutch sound barrier
Very
from
big.
Chris. Maybe match saving for them.
Well, Hoon with the late kill onto Who Are You as well. That's going to slow Lunatic-Hai down a bit more, and they will take every second they can with just 2 minutes left on the clock for Lunatic-Hai.
Fortunately for Meta Athena, though, Doa, was the Graviton that had to come out. It was the self-destruct that had to come out there and the sound barrier. And that makes it really difficult for them because you're going to get some amount of free pushing with Zunba's self-destruct, and they don't have to go all the way to the end of the map.
And they're just going to need a bigger shatter, big Deadeye maybe. Eska dueling with Saya player. Throws a Pulse Bomb in, no kills from it though. The healing strong for Meta Athena. Eska struggling to take people down now. Nuss drops so to the self-destruct. Earth Shatter comes in. Eska in trouble. Meanwhile, Saya player looking for an opportunity here. After the self-destruct, Deadeye, is he going to get any kills with this? Oh, he gets Miro as Miro tries to jump in. Saya player, nice flashbang as well onto Zunba. Jaehong takes him out. But Meta Athena still holding 1 minute now for Lunatic-Hai, and they used all their ults on that push.
Saya player with the positioning on the high ground again, saving Meta Athena from defeat. He zoned them all out to buy time for his allies to come back.
Well, Changsik had a great Earth Shatter to set that up in the first place.
All right, so got the Graviton now and the Nano Boost. Meta Athena looking good. 1, maybe 2 pushes left for Lunatic-Hai. They're going to be relying on a Transcendence and a Dragon Blade.
Another Graviton Surge for Hoon. He's got to make it big, though. Zunba chases him away. Or he chases Zunba away, rather.
Saya player got Eska. Huge kill.
Yeah. No more harassment to the backlines.
Okay, so now there's only legit 1 push left now for Lunatic-Hai.
This is a push that could send Lunatic-Hai to the finals. Look into the eyes of the child. Why? I don't know. He represents their hopes and dreams. He could be a hero too. Right now, Lunatic-Hai wants to go to the finals. Meta Athena wants to stay alive. Nano Boost, Sound Barrier, Transcendence. It's an ult party. Changsik drops the ultimate though. And Lunatic-Hai destroyed. Changsik with 3 on the charge. And Meta Athena will stay alive in this best of 5 as soon as they can kill off Toby and Eska. That's going to be it. And we are going to map 5.
So critical that they got the pick onto Eska, so there was 1 push left because that also allowed Chris to get the sound barrier. And Toby did not have his up for that final fight. Good patience from Hoon on the Graviton. At times, in previous matches where the Gravitons were more plentiful, or the opportunities to get the Graviton were more plentiful without that D.Va defensive matrix, he's been a little bit cavalier, but that time the patience was there, comboing it with the Earth Shatter and rolling through to barely hold on Dorado. So now, are they going to do the tactical pause here for themselves?
We'll see. You ask what it takes for a team to get to a grand finals of a tournament, and it's clutch moves like that from Meta Athena that absolutely will get you there.
You'll see smile on Eska's face.
Yeah, they're confident. It's their map choice coming into this final hybrid map.
But it's not going to be a good map choice for them, Doa.
Well, the choices are between Hollywood, Nimbani, and
it.
Eichenwald. Well, Eichenwald's already been played, so yeah, Hollywood and Nimbani, 2 great maps for Meta Athena.
We have seen very little Hollywood in this tournament, Doa, and so I sort of doubt we're going to see that because it is a little bit of a pocket advantage.
I agree with you there.
Take a look at that last fight, just dumping everything on there.
3
Good
with the
nano
charge.
boost.
Reinhardt. You don't want to be a Reinhardt in the middle of a Reinhardt payload sandwich.
No.
That is not a delicious sandwich to be in.
It's delicious if you're the bread Reinhardt, though, not
That's
the filling
true.
Reinhardt.
And if you're the payload, you're like, who cares? I'm apathetic. Maybe the payload really wants to get home. Who knows? Never ask.
I'd be worried if I'm Lunatic-Hai because when they played Numbani up against Runaway, they were stymied by the defense that Runaway put against them with the Torbjorn. Their high ground diving was punished pretty severely by defensive tactics on the side of Runaway. And for me, that was really the most decisive win that Runaway had in that best of 5.
It seemed that way, but we'll see. I mean, it's anybody's guess now who's going to the finals. You've got Meta Athena looking at the completion of a dream to come all the way through Challenger, through the promotions, to the grand finals. And you've got perhaps a nightmare in the making for Lunatic-Hai if they get reverse swept.
Why is everybody leaving the booth right now?
I don't know, maybe a bathroom break for Meta Athena? It would not be unprecedented in esports history.
A tactical bathroom break?
It's called a tactical pause, Monte Cristo. That's what I'm going to say from now on. It's like, excuse me, I need a tactical pause. I drank a lot of coffee. I need a tactical pause.
A little jittery.
Well, all right then. I guess we're taking a bit of a break. The suspense builds, Monte Cristo. But honestly, though, I mean, what an insane run it would be for Meta Athena to come through. They would be on a 22-match win streak if they make it to the grand finals.
So crazy.
Yeah. And meanwhile, Lunatic-Hai, a real chance for redemption for them. They've been to 2 big finals. They've lost both times. Great opportunity here again, and it's on the verge of slipping away.
I mean, Meta Athena came into the semifinals as the only undefeated team.
That's right.
This is Lunatic-Hai's big chance to deal them their first loss in Apex proper, as opposed to going back months and months and months, you know, in the Challenger League.
If you look at the end of that Dorado defense from Meta Athena, too, it felt like, whoa, sorry, it's very hungry. Oh, she's eating it. She doesn't. No, you don't want your Graviton Surge eaten. You have to worry about other people eating.
Yeah, that's definitely the bigger concern.
We need to have like a diva one where she's like eating all the ultimates. Yeah. Well, I can't remember what I was saying. That person brought their lunch tray. Why not? Eating is on the minds of the fans here, but it's a longer match. You know, maybe people are getting a little bit hungry.
Eating's on the mind of the meta at this moment with the changes to Diva.
Definitely.
That's just such a huge change in professional play in particular. Like,
absolutely.
It's much more impactful at this level of competition than it is in most cases on the ladder because not being able to force basically the most powerful ult in the game through makes a tremendous difference.
Yeah. And what's the map choice going to be? Nimbani or Hollywood? Lunatic-Hai will pick Hollywood. Wow, picking Hollywood. That's pretty surprising, you know, for the reasons we mentioned. Not a map we've seen a whole lot of. You know, a good map. It was going to be a good map for Meta Athena either way.
It's not a map
Loon clapping as he sees it.
Yeah, it's not a map that Lunatic-Hai has played this season. And when we look at the performances that we've seen from Meta Athena on this map in particular, their performance against Envy was probably their best. And in that particular map, they did that very weird cafe push where they did a long push all the way around and attacked through the high ground on cafe, which is something that you basically never see, but it was very effective against the Torbjorn Symmetra defense.
Right.
So if you're Lunatic-Hai right now, you're probably thinking, we don't want to run Torbjorn because that might come back.
Yeah. Well, we'll find out. It all comes down to this one map to decide who goes to the grand finals, Lunatic-Hai or Meta Athena. Winner takes all here on Apex Season 2. Let's get in the map and see who goes to the grand finals.
I get it.
Well, one of these teams is going to get it, and by it, I mean a trip to the Overwatch Apex Season 2 Grand Finals. And I think you know which way the crowd is leaning.
I'm just happy that we got full 5-game sets in both of our semis.
Me too. This has been, I mean, we expected the semifinals were going to be good because of the structure of the quarterfinals, the double elimination format, and man, these matches have not disappointed. For me, double elimination quarterfinals for life. I am sold on this for Overwatch.
It was a pretty sick format. I think it's good for any game, frankly.
Yeah.
So Toby is going to be going on to the Torbjorn.
All right. Putting that turret in a bit of an annoying spot just to get a little bit of ult charge built early.
Problem is that you could theoretically run the drop pack on this map too from Sombra. And when we saw the time on Hanamura against Kongdu that Meta Athena used that attack, they actually punished the outside position of the turret really hard because it had to be rebuilt during the first 10 seconds of the game, and that's when they attacked, and Torbjorn wasn't there. There's a reaction to this, but there's not going to be, in fact, a Sombra this time around.
Well, construction schedules are very fluid, Monty. You can't always blame Torbjorn.
He's not going to get charged against the Diva either. So.
Nope. No, he gets none. The 7% is not from that turn. Meta Athena looping around the side right now. They may go through the high ground here. No, faking it out. Libero drops back down.
Definitely fake that out really hard.
Sneaky pick. They're going to really try to make them think that the Roadhog's up there. He's going to
get this on. Nope. Okay, so nice sight line there.
Yeah.
And turret has been rebuilt, of course, behind the bushes in its usual place. Will be job of Libero to take that out.
Takes it. And takes a lot of shots to the face. Soup pulls in. Who are you? On that Diva. Low health now. Pops him out of the mech. Got Diva to contest here. Kills coming in for Meta Athena. Libero does go down, though. It's a brawl. Saya player with the McCree, though, may make the difference, but it's Chansik, the one finishing off the members of Lunatic-Hai. Toby still valiantly fighting, but eventually the Bearded Wonder falls.
And
That's what I'm calling Torbjorn from now on.
The Bearded Wonder.
The Bearded Wonder. And Meta Athena takes point A. That was fast.
That was a really sneaky play by the Roadhog. The drop down, not something that they were expecting. And even though they caught it early, they couldn't walk up to him because they were pushed so far back from the point and from the Roadhog by the rest of Meta Athena that he was able to take out that turret and then nullify the Torbjorn pick with somewhat relative ease.
Oh, they find Eska right as he tries to get up on the high ground. Hoon, really nice heads-up play to control that high ground. Knew the soldier would be there. Nano boots, meanwhile, onto Chansik. And there's a transcendence now for Chris, trying to keep everybody up as Lunatic-Hai fights back in a big way. Jaehong does go down, though. Chris winning the support duel, and now they force out Who Are You? That Genji not doing a whole lot. And this payload is going to move. Chansik even getting aggressive now on this Winston.
Just zoning there. And that was a very low value nano boost from Jaehong.
Yeah.
The Reinhardt trying to go in, Miro attempting to match the aggression of the nano boost onto Changsik, but couldn't ever make it work. And Changsik's creating so much space right now.
The Saya player doesn't find anyone with the Deadeye. Eska on the run, though. Soldier 76 is in jail for the moment. Oh no, he's in jail with a giant rampaging ape. John gets a kill, and Saya player cleans it up. That payload is moving unopposed. Zunba with only 100 health left.
He's got 100 charge. Still not going to be enough. Hit.
Ooh, that was close, but
ended up ending his own life.
Yep. Oh, tac visor for Eska. Yeah, okay. That's interesting. I don't know about that tac visor from Eska there. He's had a good night, but that was his tac visors on Soldier have not been stellar lately.
Let's just say his tac visors this season have been wanting.
Yeah.
Oh, nice sleep dart.
Great sleep dart, yeah.
Ends the threat of the Electric Cowboy. There wasn't a Deadeye there, simply looking for damage.
And Miro diving in now with the nano boost. Gets hooked. That's okay. He's like, now I'm closer to you, thank you. And Lunatic-Hai doing their best to hold this payload. They've stalled it out for now. And looks like they've got a bit of defensive stability finally going here.
Oh, the support's starting to fall. Who are you? Playing that last pick, but Jae Hong finds it in his scope.
He is really accurate with those left clicks, though.
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
That's what you get for maybe being the best Ana player in the world, though.
Oh, I was talking about who are you, but
Oh.
I mean, any Ana is going to be accurate with their left clicks. If you're an Ana and you're not accurate with your left clicks, you probably should not be playing Ana.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Xayah player on the Widowmaker now. Ooh, narrowly avoiding the reflect.
He's been great on this hero, but lots of threat for him from Genji with the Dragon Blade up.
Yep. Libero going down. Nice right click on Miro. Didn't expect the attack to come from the top, and Meta Athena cleaning house early on. Xayah player again avoiding that reflect just narrowly, but who are you?
He's got to get on the card. I mean, he's got to get on the card if they actually want to stall this out here on point B. And he dodges back into the studio.
Waiting for Eska, knows he's on that tracer. Eska coming in now, nice headshot. Or didn't even need it with the Discord, honestly. Xayah player, damage onto who are you. Here's the duel. Genji with the reflect. Forced off anyway. Zinba on the point right now. There's the self-destruct. Meta Athena going to try to use it to get back on there. Libero firing away. Eska does take down Chris in the backlines, and with Miro having that nano boost, it looks like Meta Athena's going to have to go on the run. Oh, yeah. Eska.
Very last-second commitment from Lunatic-Hai. And they pour a lot of ults in, but it ends up paying off. Probably not going to be able to stop the next push. The nano boost and the whole hog available, considering how small a distance, how short a distance the payload has to go. Whole hog may be able just to get it there on its own.
Maybe. Chonksick over on the Reinhardt, so they definitely do want to make one of those more stable, direct forward pushes.
Okay, so they're taking the long way around again.
Yep.
Meta Athena.
As they often do, and there's the whole hog, gonna push him back away from the payload. Payload moving now. Eska trying to delay. Who are you? Uh-oh, that's a problem. Sleep dart reflected.
Sleep dart.
Oh, goes down anyway though. Xayah player there to save his Ana. Miro kind of on his own here. Toby can't keep him up by himself. Zinba comes in. Xayah player just raining death from the side. And if they can take out this Hoon, and
Gets
they
the charge.
Miro back again with the sound barrier. Lunatic-Hai desperately trying to hold it. Now there's just 30-some seconds left. Meta Athena, they really need to win a fight right now.
Oh, the shatter has been wasted.
Uh-oh, that's not great. Miro still has his, though, and they're going to hold Meta Athena in big trouble.
Right there, Chongshik thought that the boop from Chris was going to turn the Reinhardt and make it possible for him to shatter, but instead it goes straight into Miro's shield as the positioning just a little bit off. Now Lunatic-Hai.
A hold here would be
sitting
massive
here with a
for
shatter.
Lunatic-Hai.
Now Xayah player can zone them off the payload with a good position.
Go, one last
from
chance.
The Deadeye.
Meta Athena, tournament on the line. They gotta make a better push than this if they want to have a chance, I think. There it is. Oh, blocked. Miro doesn't land a great Earth Shatter. Eska gets a kill onto Hoon early on. Zunba dies. It's a 1-for-1. Meta Athena so far. But now Lunatic-Hai getting the kills on the payload. Xayah player sleep darted. Who are you? Comes in with the kill. And Lunatic-Hai looks like they're going to hold it right here.
Tiny bit of time left. Libero trying to get on there, but no one else is going to be able to contest it. That'll be it.
Just 1 point for Meta Athena on offense. They need to have a massive defensive hold if they want to go to the finals. It is not going to be easy.
Big shout out to Jae Hong for that last fight. Because he went up on top of the saloon, and because he knew that everybody from Meta Athena had to basically pile onto the payload if they wanted to have a chance to push it through, he was just healing the entire time, hit the sleep dart onto the McCree when it mattered, and made the largest difference in terms of his team on that final defense.
Right. And so it all comes down to this. That yellow box on the ground, well, the kind of tilted one, not the straight one, that one anyway. That's where Lunatic-Hai needs to get the payload to go to the grand finals. If Meta Athena can stop them from getting there, they will go to the grand finals.
Man, that chandelier's going crazy inside the saloon.
I
right
guess,
now.
man. What is going on in that saloon?
It's a perpetual motion chandelier.
I guess so. Wow, we need to tap that chandelier for unlimited energy. Who knew? Westworld is full of wonders, isn't it, Monte Cristo?
It is. Truly the future. So,
Indeed.
an opportunity here for Meta Athena to full hold and win outright if they can make it work. Sia player again playing the Tracer on defense. I was a bit concerned about this pick the last time they found themselves on a hybrid map.
And Libero's really been focusing a lot on the Roadhog today, and it's had, I would say, like 65-35 for results. It's been okay, but it hasn't been really awesome.
It certainly hasn't been up to Evermore Sabildy standards.
Certainly not, no.
But Lunatic-Hai, guess what they're doing? The same
Putting
exact.
arrows in the trash can.
That's right. Well, they're actually going to play exactly the same thing that we've seen from them
Yep.
all day.
Here we go. Little sonic arrow to make sure
this time
there's
they
no
will-
cheesy defenses.
They will not be playing. Oh, they are going to play Zenyatta.
All right,
But
awesome.
this time, Toby.
Yeah. So the Ana Zenyatta support package again coming out for Lunatic-Hai. Ultimate Dive is Who Are You, comes in over the top. They are going in hardcore. Meta Athena backing away, playing it safe. Libero, first hook not working out. Who Are You has to back away.
Sia
after the
player's
flank
already
dive.
dead.
And that is a big problem as Miro, chases down Sia player. Lunatic-Hai, they need to somehow come up with a big 5v6 here.
Another hook misses.
Yeah, Who Are You reflects it. Changsik, Eska doing the damage. Changsik in a lot of trouble. Toby did go down. They lost a healer. Zumba. Oh, but that's a big fight for Lunatic-Hai now. And they are in great position to just steamroll point A.
I mean, I don't.
Sleep dart. Oh no, Sia player going to be delayed even more. Lunatic-Hai, amazing start on point A here.
And we didn't get to see how Sia player went down on the Tracer, but it made a world of difference. And you could see that Meta Athena was playing the point. They knew the dive was coming. They were not trying to get in the choke or anything like that and have them fly right over their head onto the back line, but just wasn't enough.
I caught a glimpse of what happened there. Sia player tried to dive into the back lines, and Miro, after he jumped onto the high ground, immediately backtracked to save his supports, and that's how he ended up getting that kill. And now Lunatic-Hai with a great opportunity. Here comes a Nano Blade. Got to get up high. Goes after Nuss. Does not get Slept Dart, but he's so low, and he needs to back away. Didn't get a lot out of that combo.
Trading 1 for 1, Nano Boost for Nano Boost, as the one from Meta Athena landed onto Changsik. Asuka now hovering around the payload, trying. Oh, that was
absorbed.
a pulse bomb that was absorbed by a defensive matrix.
Yep. Diva's appetite strikes again. Miro gets a kill on the Sia player, but it's a big brawl in the cart right now. It's moved a little bit farther, I think, than Meta Athena's comfortable with. They're going to drop the sound barrier to try to stay up. Libero, goes down. Lunatic-Hai with their own defensive ult, able to stay in there. There goes Chris. Lunatic-Hai getting closer and closer to that grand finals.
Are they going to use the self-destruct now? No, they're going to hold on to it. So Hoon doesn't pop his ultimate. He wants it for the next push with the rest of his team.
4 minutes. 4 minutes for Lunatic-Hai to push the payload just that short distance. Meta Athena needs to pull off a miracle here if they want to go to the grand finals. This is it, man. 21 match wins in a row, and it may get stopped right here by Lunatic-Hai in the semifinals.
Who Are You? He's going to take down the supports. No, Biotic Grenade comes through, and he's going to get zoned out by an ulting nano-boosted Winston.
Yeah, good zoning by Changsik. Who Are You? Kept from a devastating team fight there, but Jaehong does get the kill on the Libero. Pops that Transcendence, comes back in to keep his team alive. Able to do just that. Eska does get the kill on the Changsik in the end of all that.
And there's no Deadeye anymore, and there's no self-destruct.
Oh, beautiful accuracy from Jaehong. Oh, he goes down to Hoon, though. Meta Athena fighting back, but it may not be enough. There's the self-destruct now as Lunatic-Hai tries to get the payload. It's so close. Lunatic-Hai nearly there, nearly to the grand
Changsik
finals.
knocked back.
It's moving. It's stopped now for the moment. Libero comes back in on the Tracer. That payload getting ever closer. Changsik charges in, goes down immediately. Libero still trying to stay alive. There's the sound barrier, stopped again by the Tracer, but that's going to be it. Oh, can he get there? Not quite. Sia player, everybody streaming in. The Diva is there, less than a meter to go for Lunatic-Hai, and they complete it. They will go to the grand finals.
And another chance, back-to-back major tournament finals for Lunatic-Hai.
Wow.
They couldn't pull it off in Yayeb Gyeonggi, but can they do it in Apex Season 2?
Well, they were stopped by LW Blue back then. Will they be stopped by Runaway?
Again, I mean, we're having a rematch now of a 5-game set from the quarterfinals that Runaway seemed to have a tactic